And I think that we are completely started up now. Let's go ahead and
Yes.
check out the YouTubes to make sure. Actually, I'm not going to check out the YouTubes. I don't even have a great connection as it is.
I
I'm
can,
just going to
if
hope.
anything, if anything, I can keep up with the chat so that if any people have questions or requests or anything like that, I can be on top of it.
Hmm. I'm just gonna hope and pray. Right now we're in the green. We're in the green according to the streams thing, and that means that people should be able to see what's going on right now. And I'm waiting for the first comment to see if people are. But we are now doing our 1,000 subscriber special, where I'm going to be doing a giveaway later on in the thing, and
Woo!
hopefully everything is going to go perfectly fine. And for some reason,
E.
this thing, put it up here. Yeah, there we go. Now I can see it. Oh, we got something that's like highest wing 0. Hello to you as well. I'm
Hello,
guessing that
hi.
means that we are live.
Yeah. Right now,
And
I'm.
we have 2/3 of the Corruption of Champions bros back on here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jester is working, which is why I am. But at least I'm here, so I can
Yes.
provide all the girly stuff.
Ooh. How come you get all the girly stuff? Why can't you do the guy stuff, huh?
I can
Oh, that
try.
sucks too. We haven't even figured out if we're gonna be a girl or a guy, have we?
No, we haven't. But
Oh,
usually being a girl is a lot more fun.
that is true. Hey, Dark Sands. Hey, Lewis. Happy 1K subs. Hope you guys get far on the channel. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I gave everybody a chat in the admin chat, Squeaky.
Mm-hmm.
That goes straight to the live chat. You want me to put it back to you so you can just kind of look at it and not have to be
An
on the
admin
video?
chat that goes straight to the live.
Yeah, it should be right here.
Ah.
It just goes straight to the chat.
Oh, that works. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the raddest Waco Raldo. Hey, what's going on, Mania?
You probably wanna actually let me go back to the stream so that I can actually link it into the Discord so other people are aware.
What are you linking?
I'm gonna link. I'm gonna link the stream on the Discord.
Well, don't link that. Don't link that. Don't link the
I'm
the
not
thing I
linking
just
the
gave you.
chat. I'm linking the stream. I'm not dumb unless you've already done it.
Nah, I haven't done it yet. Ah,
Okay.
this is gonna be fun. We have not played Corruption of Champions in like what 2 years, something like that.
It's been a while.
It's been quite a while. Uh, Mania's ready for sauciness. Who wants to talk about the new Doctor? I know nothing about the new Doctor, Cameron. Unfortunately, I know nothing about that.
Yeah. So far, what I know about the new Doctor is it's going to be a woman. It's going to be Jodie Whittaker or something like that.
Oh,
Her name is, I know.
we're finally getting a female Doctor?
Yeah, and everyone is losing their shit. Everyone's like, the Doctor's ruined now, and it's like, some people are okay, and some people are losing their shit, and the people who are losing their shit, honestly, are not the real fans, because Doctor Who is a show that constantly changes its main character. You can't complain about something like this. I'm sorry.
I
So
mean, it's always been canon that he could do that, though, right?
yeah, exactly. And I think the Master at some point had turned into a woman, so it's like the possibility exists. I think even though I haven't kept up with the recent Doctor Who's, I've seen like clips, and there are even instances where the most recent Doctor is like, you humans really make a big deal about gender, and I don't understand. Like, he's an alien at the end of the day. He is an alien, not human. He only looks human. So
Which is like, wait, what did I walk into? I don't know what
so
you're talking about. You either walked into Corruption of Champions with being surprised, or you walked into Doctor Who with being surprised. I don't know. One of those.
So yeah, that's just kind of the way I see it. People who think that the Doctor being a woman is ruining the Doctor, calm down. We haven't even seen her do anything yet. She's a very well known and very talented actress. She was chosen for a reason, also because the writer's changing and he's worked with her before, not because of some political correctness mumbo jumbo. And honestly, again, regeneration cycle. Everyone hates the new Doctor until they actually start to like her. At that, I'm ending this Doctor Who conversation. I'm not
All
getting
right.
into this shit.
I'm
I
glad.
haven't seen
I'm
Doctor
glad
Who.
that this has been Doctor Who with Squeaky.
That's it. I don't
I
even watch
I
Doctor Who
actually
like
didn't
that.
know you were. I actually didn't know you were that into Doctor Who. I mean, I know you
Well,
used to watch. I didn't know you kept up with it though.
no, I don't.
Oh.
I stopped. I stopped at like near the end of Matt Smith's run.
I stopped at Eccleston.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Eccleston was really good. David
I
Tennant's
liked
really good. Matt
Eccleston.
Smith is very good. Tennant's my favorite Doctor. But the point is, um, I stopped watching Doctor Who. One, because it's too much to keep up with. I don't have access to BBC. I don't really care for pirating it online, and I also have a couple bad memories of Doctor Who because of a certain somebody. So that's all I'm keeping it at. We're done. No more
Cameron
Doctor
says,
Who.
but
We're done.
anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, release date 2018 in the next dimension. Next.
But hey, everybody, for joining in. Thank you guys so much for showing up. We are going to be doing some Corruption of Champions very soon, but I feel like we have to mention this, just like I mentioned in the front of all the old Corruption of Champions videos. This is not a game that is nice.
It's a text RP adventure with a lot of sex.
So
Well,
if
it might
that
not
bothers
outright-
anybody, if that bothers you, if that bothers anyone around you, if you're at work, maybe
Yeah.
not the best thing to watch or listen to unless you have some really good headphones. But
I will provide very, very convincing voice acting.
we're gonna do our best.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
We're gonna do our best. So before we even get into any of this, anybody here, just letting you all know what's up, like letting you know what all this is about. Also, I think I did pretty good with the picture today. I found this Corruption Champions fonted picture. Somebody had made it, but with like a picture under it and with it, and then I changed it around and I took the things from it, and it looks really nice. It was really nice. So basically what we're saying is this contains stuff your parents don't want you to know about. Your parents don't want you to know about this stuff. It's too rad. Isn't that right, the raddest wacko Raldo? But no. Also, at the top right of the stream, you can actually see anybody who joins the Discord chat. They're going to be showing up in the top right here in like this little line. And you'll be able to know who's talking based on the little green outline around it. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's really neato. How'd you do that?
I don't remember. I've been up since 5 making this. I don't know.
Well, no, that's okay. That's neato. How it can be like, hey, these are the people that are talking. That's real neato.
It's like a Discord. It's like a Discord stream lab or something. Not stream labs. It's something else. Mania says, this sex contains some of the following: imps with huge dicks, tentacle monsters, animal-based transformations, which are extremely saucy.
I already know who I want to call our protagonist.
Oh, God.
Whoever they are, this is a unisex name.
So, at this point, we both know that me and Squeaky are leaning toward a female protagonist. If anyone else out there has any other thoughts on another gender for our protagonist, be sure to voice your things in the chat. However, we're probably gonna go for a female protagonist.
Most likely, yes.
And I think we should do things differently than how we did our last character, where last time we kind of imposed a rule on ourselves to try not to be corrupted as much as possible. Yeah. A lot of people didn't like that way of playing. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, because it's hard to keep yourself
So what do you
pure.
think? Should we try to stay as uncorrupted as possible, or should we just go balls deep into corruption?
Well, what I was actually thinking was we can play the game as is. Some choices will take control, unless we want to be money grubby. Make this kind of like a donation thing where it's like, hey, if you want to donate not only to help out Blue, because I work so I don't need extra money. I will say we're not gonna be like, hey, if you donate we're gonna do this or anything like that. But if you do donate, I might be more inclined to listen to you. He said it, not me.
Hey, we're at 1,000 sub special. I can be as greedy as I want to today. Leave me alone.
Well, it's also a thing of like, these things can also affect our playthrough, and I know
Hmm.
that people like to troll a lol.
Yeah.
So it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you to troll a
Well,
lol
there'll
our
be
game.
censoring. This is a text. This is a text adventure, Lewis. So there really isn't need for censoring. As you can
Yeah.
see, I moved the donation bar to the bottom, which means the only part of the game that ever even shows sprites is going to be covered.
Yeah. So
So
your pixel booby fix will not be satiated
yeah,
here,
unfortunately, there's no
unfortunately.
pixel boobies, guys. No pixel boobies, no pixel jacks.
Yeah. Aside from that, again, because there's no explicit like TNA in this game, it's all text. I don't see why where YouTube would have an issue with this.
I've
I
even
mean,
tried age restricting the old videos, and they don't seem to be age restricted. Like I've tried. YouTube's weird.
well the thing is, age restricted videos can't even be monetized. So I'd say don't age restrict them until YouTube finds the reason to. You
Yeah.
already have a disclaimer in the beginning of the video saying, "Hey, this is 18 plus. You know, if you're sensitive to that or not old enough to watch this, please click away. I'm not responsible for anything that happens during your watch time of this." So for now, you've done what you can as a content creator, and money is nice. So
I don't
like,
usually monetize anything anyway because again we only had the 1,000 subs, so there's really no need to
mhm,
monetize hardly any of my stuff right now. But this is gonna be fun. The biggest disappointment for me this weekend was the reveal of the Kamen Rider build. I don't know anything about Kamen Rider. There's a guy
neither
in
do
the
I.
Discord. His name's Tamer Cameron. If you want to have a Kamen Rider conversation, go and talk to Tamer. He is freaking so into it.
Oh yeah,
Tamer is like Tamer and Nightshade. Both of them are like really into Kamen Rider.
yeah, they do. They
I
love
try getting
tokusatsu
Nightshade
and stuff.
on these sometimes because Nightshade's channel, The Living Nightmare. If you guys want to go and subscribe to The Living Nightmare, it's pretty good. It's a
Oh
pretty
yeah,
it's a pretty
totes.
neat channel.
I'll link his stuff in the chat and in the Discord.
There you
His
go.
stuff is good. I've also been in some of his
Yeah,
stuff.
we both voiced and
So
stuff for Nightshade.
yeah.
It's pretty
Mhm.
neat. And and both me and Nightshade is voicing stuff for you.
Yeah.
And nobody
So
voices anything for me
well,
except today.
hey, that's not fair. Tristan, like Jester and I have voiced for your stuff in Corruption of Champions.
That is true. We did get to get
So we
the
have
ultimate. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of in awe of Jester's imp voice that he did last time. You could have had pleasure unending. Like that was probably the first time I'd heard Jester like be completely voice acty, you know? Like it was probably the first time I'd ever actually heard him change without listening to his demo reel.
Oh, you might have to make me a mod in your YouTube chat because I can't post any links on.
Oh, you're not a mod in the YouTube chat?
I don't know, but
How
I'm
is
going to
that?
post it on the Discord.
How is that a thing? Let me go and do that
I
real
don't know.
quick. We're gonna be starting
I
in
don't
just a
have.
minute, guys. I just good. Also, a good enough bit of a time in the actual video itself when this is archived that people can turn away if they needed to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and post something in the chat, and I'll see if you're a mod.
No, I don't have the little screwdriver, the little wrench that
Well, yeah,
comes
I
right
also
from the
need you to
chest.
post in the chat anyway so that I can make you a mod.
Yes.
Mana actually talked about build with Marcos and a few other people when we were in X8 Abridged. Build with Marcos. Who's build with Marcos? Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're not a mod. I'm gonna make you one though. There you go. I just want everybody to know that she made me a mod before I ever made her a mod. That means I win. Um, that means I have won the stream wars.
Meh.
Nightshade has to stop donating over $10. Dude, Nightshade needs to stop. Like he legit just he has kind of he's moved the dart stream ahead by like weeks just by donating and making those guys decks more powerful. Can't wait to see who pops in and says something. You might want to add a not safe for work to the top title. Oh wait, it's not there. Oh, that's not good.
No,
I added that.
you only have 1,000 sub special.
Still technically having a few internet issues right now. So the stream may be skipping a little bit right
Yeah.
now. I have to get onto the live dashboard. I usually try not to get onto this whenever I'm in the middle of a stream, but hey, we got to do what you got to do sometimes. So it's going to be a little bit skippy, a little bit scratchy probably. It's loading. There we go. Put in this, not safe for work. There we go. And as soon as this is done, what's up, Maggie?
Hey, Cook, do you got an extra battery for the controller?
Extra battery? No, I do not. But there you go.
Okay, that's even better.
You can't be in here. 18 plus, get out. All right. That was my nephew. Not my nephew. He's kind of he's my cousin, but he's my nephew. You know, he's like a second cousin or whatever. He's my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. What is streaming without fuck ups? Am I right? I know, right? All right. So I think there should be a not safe for work thing in there now. Somebody could tell me before we start.
I can reload the stream. Yep, it is there now.
Okay. With that being said, we are now going to start things up. If people end up joining the Discord, we will talk to you, but there is also, you know, let's kind of keep on the game as well. If you do show up, I might force you to read something at some point.
Yeah, and you better read it good. I don't
you
care
better read
how
it good.
nervous you are about sex. You better do it well. Because if I'm doing it well, you better put as much.
All right, we're gonna be making the title screen go away. Last chance for people to turn away. This is a naughty game, and if you it's a bit more risque than other things on this channel. So please, if you do not want to have any of that on your conscience, if you want to keep your virgin eyes as clear and as lovely as the day you were born, then you need to leave. On the other hand, don't leave because we love you. So, let's lower this thing up now. I believe this is the very first thing we will see in any game. You grew up in the small village of Ingdom, a remote village with rich traditions, buried deep in the wilds. Every year, for as long as you can remember, your village has chosen a champion to send into the cursed demon realm. Legend has it that in years Ingdom has failed to produce a champion. Chaos has reigned over the countryside. Children disappear, crops wilt, and disease spreads like wildfire. This year, you have been selected to be the champion. What is your name? All right, so you had a name for us?
Trisket.
What?
Trisket.
Trisket?
Like the bit. Yeah, like the thing I'm eating right now.
Are you kidding me?
I am very serious.
How do you spell Trisket?
Tris.
Mhm.
Cuit.
Cuit?
Trisket. She has crunchy, weedy goodness.
Normally I would not do this. However, you know, we had to put somebody in here. I had a perfect name for what we were gonna do. I was gonna say, I mean, something inside of me kept telling me to call this person Frisk. I don't know why. I don't know. It seems. I'm glad there's someone in here that's stopping me from doing stuff like that because
No, dude,
for some reason my
that's a last
murderous
name.
tendencies seem to be coming to the forefront ever since I beat Undertale Genocide.
Call her Frisking Trisket.
Frisking Trisket? What? Frisking Trisket.
You can't face it. No, take out the G and make it a space so it's Friskin Trisket.
Friskin Trisket? I can't put a space. There's no space.
Oh, okay. Whatever then.
That's why Frisk went into the underground to escape this fate. Oh god. All right, so Friskin Trisket, let's go.
Yeah.
Is Friskin Trisket a male or a man or a woman? I mean, I'm pretty sure that in anything of Frisk there is usually some gender ambiguity. And also, Triskets are apparently food, so. So we all have a bit of a. We both think of a. We both are probably gonna go for a woman. Now,
You could have added apostrophe, you know?
we could have added apostrophe, but hey, how about we didn't? And hey, what's going on, Radis Walko Raldo? You're in here right now. We're both of us are leaning towards woman. What do you think?
Well, every time I play, it's a woman, so.
Yeah, I mean it's just funner. Like it's honestly
Anyway,
just
how
funner.
do I sound? New mic.
You sound all right. I'm gonna turn you down slightly so that you're not overpowering squeaky. But other than that, you're doing
That's
fine.
better.
Hmm. If I have to turn myself up, just let me know.
If I need you turned up, I can turn you up myself.
Alrighty.
But yes, we are right now trying to figure this out. Does anybody else in the chat have anything? Like if you have a convincing way of telling me man over woman, I'll listen. But as of right now, the three of us here, we're focusing on girl, I think.
Undertale Fantasy says, "Hey guys, also isn't this video a bit late? Late in what regard?"
I mean, technically we're at like 1,015 subscribers, so I guess.
Well, what? Right.
Well, here's the big thing, guys. We're going to be doing a giveaway later on in the video, but I thought we weren't going to be hitting 1,000 subscribers until next month-ish, but whenever we did Undertale, that kind of shot everything up, like, really quickly.
Yeah.
So, the giveaway that I'm going to be doing later, which I'll let you guys know what it is whenever I do the giveaway, is going to be... It's going to be for something, but I might not be able to give it to whoever wins until August. So I'm sorry. I just don't have the funds right now.
Usually with giveaways, prizes take a little bit to be awarded anyway, so it's not that bad. August is like a couple weeks away.
Yeah, I actually have like physical money right here. I'm flapping it right now. But I can't turn physical money into online money very easily because I still am using my old bank, which is based in Massachusetts. So
yeah. So let's see. Lewis says, "Aren't you guys and gal afraid of getting hit by YouTube? For what? We're not showing anything graphic."
Well, here's the thing. I'm not too worried. We haven't been hit with anything on Corruption of Champions videos since we started making them. However, if we end up getting hit with it, it's not going to be anything but like a community guideline strike probably. Which will stop me from live streaming for a bit, but if that does happen, then I'll put in the Discord that I'll be moving over to Twitch for a little bit. This is basically, we're only doing this because people keep asking to do this, so we're just doing this because we want to be perfectly
I got my
honest.
sub because of this, so
if YouTube decides that this is something they want to attack, then go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the only one that's going to be getting hit by this is Blue because he's hosting it.
Yes.
Yeah, because my streams are done on my channel separately.
What they do if you do get a hit is that they'll limit my live streaming for a couple of months. So I'll probably have to just do videos on the channel for a bit. But again, I could also go to Twitch for any of my live streaming, so it's not a big deal. But it will stop me from doing this in the future, of course, YouTube. Your word is God. But as of right now, they haven't said anything about it. And we've done like what, 15 episodes of this before?
Honestly, if people can post videos of like Senran Kagura and live stream Senran Kagura, I think we can live stream fucking Corruption of Champions.
True enough. All right, so far it seems like we all said girl and someone in the chat said tits. So we're gonna be going for the tits option, I think. Going in here, you are a woman. Your upbringing has provided you an advantage in speed and intellect. What type of build do you have? See, that's what if we didn't want speed and intellect? That seems very sexist game.
Actually, if it was very sexist, I'd say that we were good at cooking and sewing.
I mean, speed and intellect could mean cooking and sewing. Like, you need both of those things for cooking and sewing.
Speed, maybe. Intellect, yes. But,
okay, what kind of build should we have? Should we be slender, average, curvy, or tomboyish?
Well, first we should probably specify what each one means, even though it's pretty obvious.
Well, slender means a very slender frame, of course. This means that they are very, very thin, very lithe. They are, just slender, like the Slender Man, only probably a little bit better than that.
And not faceless.
Average, of course, is we're the an average body type. We have like we got a little meat on these bones. We got some nice curves, not as curves as curvy, of course, but we have decent bosom, we have decent buttocks, and we have decent naval areas. You know, things of that nature.
To sum it up, when we walk across the street, no one's going, "Damn, girl." But they're
However,
like,
when we
"Yeah."
go to Curvy,
Then that's when we going. Thick.
that's when the gif of Friday with the two boys go, "Damn!" So
and when people start commenting this, thick.
that's when we're thick. That is true.
So,
I did it first.
Extra thick.
so if people want us to go for curvy, you comment thick.
It's called my thick. And then there's tomboyish, which is not like slender. It's basically we are going to be starting off with the lowest amount of bosom possible without not having them. And we are going to be very close to having when in the game we can change out our vajayjay for some diaks. So like we're really close to that, like in game knowledge.
Yeah.
So
it's a
tomboyish is
thing of-
basically just like as manly as we can be while still being a girl.
Well, we're not much in the curves department. We're practically flat.
Yes.
And honestly, the only thing that would let people know that we are a girl is if we have a beach episode.
Yes.
So imagine Haruhi from fucking Orin High School. Essentially.
But with that being said, I think last time we went with average, or did we go with curvy last time?
With Tappin, we went curvy, and I
went
think
curvy
we had
with
gone
Tappin?
curvy. Yeah, we went curvy with Tappin.
All right. So again, Shay says thick. So we have 3 thicks. 1 tomboy from Emerald. I mean, Emerald, what kind of a freak are you? I'm kidding. I'm gonna be a good boy. I ain't 18. I popped in to say have a good stream and have a good day. All right. Thanks a lot, Wizard.
Bye,
We trust that you'll stay away from this stream.
Yeah.
Don't you come back. So
Only
I'm watching you,
only
Wizard.
true adults can stay tuned for the adventures of Frisk and Trisket.
again though, I clicked the option to age limit the stream. So if YouTube hasn't age limited it, that's YouTube's problem. All right, Feather says
Okay.
tomboy. So we have 2 tomboys
Cameron
and
says-
3 thicks.
And Cameron says whichever one has the biggest bosoms, which is curvy.
That is Kirby, yes. Emerald's like, I like the idea of starting as a blank slate and over time getting more and more outrageous. Yeah, well, you know. So far, it seems like curvy is the thing we're doing. Oh, we got another tomboy, actually. We have 3 thick and 3 tomboy.
Alrighty.
What we gonna do? Do I gotta be the tiebreaker? Oh, man. I'd rather not be. I hope somebody else shows up and is a tiebreaker, because I don't want to do it. Cameron did say whichever had the oh, we got a thick from Lewis. All right, so at this point, yeah, and we got
Andy
another
says
thick from
thick.
Andy. All right, looks like we're
We're getting
going
thick.
extra thick.
Midnight-
Oh, and then Tara
Midnight
said
Debauch says
tomboy.
tomboy.
Thick is winning by
Thick.
1, guys.
Thick is still winning by 1.
I'm giving this another minute. Once this goes over to 6:32, we're gonna be picking. Surprised you correctly said the name. The feathering, that one. Oh, we got a tomboy. Dun dun dun.
Blank slating, that means becoming genderless is actually hilarious because monsters actually go, what the fuck is this shit? Okay, so starting from the top, I said thick.
Oh, we
and
just got
Armenia,
another
you said
tomboy.
thick. Cameron said thick. Emerald said tomboy. Shay said thick. Featherine said tomboy. Cameron said thick.
Well, you already said Cameron, right?
Oh, I did. Okay, so far, hold on. Highest Moon Zero said tomboy. Lewis said thick. Andy said thick. Tomboy. So we've got about 6 for thick. 5. So far, they're actually even. We're even on thick.
All right,
And
next one
tomboy.
wins. Next comment wins. Whoever comments next wins. And I just swear, don't troll and say slender or average. I'm watching you. Oh, Victini says extra thick.
My
Okay,
favorite
I guess-
Pokemon.
I guess-
Yes.
I guess thick wins.
All right, Victini went extra thick. You are the tiebreaker. We now go for extra thick.
Yep.
Sorry, all you tomboys out there. We might, who knows? We might lose our boobs as things go on. Right now, we're going for curvy though.
Yeah.
At this
And-
point, what is your
Couple exist.
complexion? Light, olive, dark, and ebony. Last time we went
That's the
olive,
thing.
right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I actually like the idea of having the chat kind of decide what this character looks like. I like how we just all decided thick. So I actually wish I had another whiteboard with me so that I can also do tallies.
I'm gonna listen to the very first complexion I see, though. I'm just gonna say that. Like the very first complexion I see, I'm listening to that one. The very
so
first
light,
complexion
so
I
just-
see, I'm going with that one. Light, all right, doing it. You cheated, Wackaralda. No, I'm playing. You didn't cheat. You select a light from compression. What is your hair? Okay, now that we have a light complexion, we have our body type. What hair goes with a light complexion? What do you think? We have blonde, brown, black, red, gray, white, and auburn.
See, I feel like this one we should have left it to whoever comments first because this is a lot more options.
There's a lot of options here. That is true.
So okay, so we
got blonde, black, and red already.
red.
Got blonde, black, and red already, guys. We're
wanna
gonna
say-
say first one to get 3. We're gonna go with.
Yeah, so we've got a second for red. I'm gonna say blonde because Triscuits are weedy and blonde.
Okay,
And
you're
then
gonna say
Mystic says
blonde.
So blonde wins.
All right. Oh, and then
Oh,
red
red.
immediately after. I'm sorry, guys. We just had her say she was going for blonde. We had 3 for blonde before we had 3 for red. Sorry, guys. We're
Yep,
kind
sorry.
of a bit of a we
Well,
got
everyone's now
4 reds,
commenting
though.
fucking red.
We got 4 reds though. What do you guys
Then
think?
I'll if I get another red, then I will concede to red.
All right, if we get one more red, then we'll concede red.
Uh-huh.
But that's only gonna happen in a couple of seconds, guys. I'm just watching the
I
chat.
vote red.
Huh?
I vote red.
All right, we're going red. We're basically making
red.
Lena inverse. It's fine. Except we probably should have went tomboy with that one.
Huh.
You have shoulder length red hair. Every person is born with a gift. What's yours? Okay, so here's where we get into more of the thing of the game. We have strength, which is, you know, our ability to do damage. We have toughness, which is our ability to take damage. Speed, which is our ability to hit fast. I think hit first. Smarts, which is kind of goes into our kind of magical abilities and things of that nature. Libido, we like sex. Touch, we feel things a lot better, which raises our lust a little bit more. Big breasts, which make bigger breasts, as Cameron just put in there. Boobies. Big clit, which is, you know, we got a big clit. I mean, whatever.
We're hyenas.
Fertile, which
It
means
actually
that
just
no,
makes it
never
so you
pick
can
fertile.
get that more commonly.
Never pick fertile.
Get it.
Guys, I'm warning all of you right now. Never pick fertile. And wet vagina, which means we have a better vagina capacity, and things that are larger will not hurt us as much. So, as of right now, we have things going on here. The only thing I see in here is boobies. So, what do you guys think? Always pick fertile. No, kitty. No, bad kitty. Where's the spray bottle?
That's actually what I do.
Don't.
It's what I do.
You're wrong. Emerald says toughness. Emerald's going with the actual stats over here. What do you think, sweetie?
Because I am you, Cameron.
I like the idea of going for the wet vagina because, you know, it'll make things a little bit easier, even though vaginas don't fucking work like this, and that the more you pound them, the looser they get.
I don't care how much people put fertile in the chat. We're not doing it. Get a smart vagina. Smart vagina.
With strength, toughness, speed, and smarts, we can always work to increase
Yeah,
those.
we can always increase those really easily.
Libido and touch will only make things a little bit harder, and also are things that we can end up increasing and or decreasing later on.
Mm-hmm.
Big breasts, same thing. Big clit, same thing. Fertile, if we're fertile as frick, there's no benefit to that. That just makes things harder and makes it easier to get a game over. And if the game ends, that means the stream ends. So I don't know if you guys want that.
Yeah,
And
I think that's probably not the best idea.
and then wet vagina, while it doesn't help us early game, it will help us a little more later in game when we start facing bigger, more endowed enemies.
So
it's
you
not
think
like we're
we
gonna
should
immediately reap
go
the
for that
benefits.
then?
Yeah, I don't.
Right
think we're
now,
gonna immediately...
right now, I think the best 3 we could get, the ones that are technically the hardest to increase without bad things happening, is big breast, big clit, and wet vagina. Those are the 3 things that are the hardest to increase without, being bad to increase.
Okay. So then, since we've narrowed it down to those 3, I say, and you can be the deciding factor whether you want to leave it to a vote between boob, clit, and vag.
First one of 3 votes. Boobs, clit, and vag.
3?
First 1 to 3 votes. Go. Let's go, boys. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. First one to reach 3. Okay, so Wacko says wet vagina.
All right. We got the WV. We got the WV at 1 right now, guys.
I'm guessing Andy said were, so I'm guessing that means wet vagina. And Metal Kitty says vag, and Emerald says wet.
Okay,
so, yeah,
so we're going wet vagina.
Wet vagina.
All right. Does your pussy get particularly wet? Vaginal wetness will make it easier for larger. Anyway, the turn helping you better, well-endowed workout. So, before you became a champion, you had other plans in your life. What were you doing before you became a champion? Now, this is something we all need to vote on.
Yeah.
Were we an alchemist before things? You spent time as an alchemist assistant. Your chemical items always seem to be more reactive in your hands. Is that your history? We have fighting. You spent much of your time fighting with other children. You had plans to find work as a guard when you grew up. You do 10% more damage with physical attacks. Healing. You often spent your free time at the village healer. Learning how to tend to wounds and healing items are 20% more effective. Religion. You spend a lot of time at the village temple learning how to meditate. The masturbation option is replaced with meditate when corruption is at or below 66. This is very useful for a non-corruption playthrough, but we're not going to force this one. Schooling. You spent much of your time at school. You begged the richest man in town, Mr. Savin, to let you read some of his books. You're better at focusing, and spellcasting uses 20% less fatigue. Pretty good. Slacking. You're just a slacker. You slacker. You spend a lot of time slacking, avoiding work, otherwise making a nuisance of yourself. Your fatigue comes back 20% faster. That's pretty good, actually. Slutting. You managed to spend most of your time having sex. Quite simply, when it comes to sex, you were the village bicycle and everyone got a ride. Because of this, your body's a bit more resilient to penetrative stretching. Okay. Smithing. You managed to get an apprentice smith at a local blacksmith. Because of your time spent at the blacksmith's side, you learned how to fit armor to the maximum protection. And finally, whoring. You managed to find work as a whore. Because your time spent trading and seduction for profit, you have a effective at teasing plus 15% tease damage. Holy shit! Alright, so this is where we actually get into some things that make a bit more of a difference in the game. So if you guys would like to just kind of I guess vote on it. Whichever one gets the most votes within the next minute, I'll probably go with. These are particularly interesting. I think the least amount of usefulness is going to be coming from slutting, because we already have the wet vagina. Like, we don't really need it.
I mean, healing's also pretty damn useless.
Healing is kind of useless. I will say. Andy said slacking, so we have 1 for slacking right now. Slacking's actually pretty useful. You get your fatigue back pretty quick.
Midnight Devant says whoring.
Of course you would, Tara. Emerald says alchemy. All right. We're getting some diverse stuff. Again, we're gonna be doing this for a minute. Whoever has the most votes, we're gonna go with.
We have another one for alchemy by Featherine. Tears of a Heretic says slacking.
All right.
So we have 2 for slacking, 1 for whoring, and 2 for alchemy. If you want to have dumb shit happen more often, we go for alchemy. So we've got 3 for alchemy, 2 for slacking, and 1 for whoring.
Whoring better.
1 for whoring. Good lad against powerful enemies can fall to lust quickly.
That is true. I love how there's an actual like meta to this game.
I like how there's also actual thought processes going here. Alchemy.
There's a meta to being a whore.
So far, alchemy is winning.
Mm-hmm. This is actually a pretty big decision. So like, I'm surprised people are taking it as okay as they are. Got one for fighting from Cameron too. Got one for healing. Looks like we're gonna be going for alchemy, guys. It has been a minute. We're gonna be going for alchemy.
2 people voting for healing. 2 people voting wrong.
Alchemy has gotten plenty of stuff here. I have played it extensively. I know the weapons and strats. That is true. We played it extensively too, Mr. Fox. This is the thing. You are prepared for what is to come. Most of the last year has been spent honing your body and mind to prepare for the challenges ahead. You are the champion of Ignim, the one who will journey into the demon realm and guarantee the safety of your friends and family, even though you'll never see them again. You wipe away a tear as you enter the courtyard and see the Elder No More waiting for you. You are ready. The walk to the tainted cave is long and silent. Elder No More does not speak. There is nothing left to say. The two of you journey in companionable silence. Slowly, the black rock of the Mount Ignes looms closer and closer, and the temperature in the air drops. You shiver and glance at the Elder, noticing he doesn't betray any sign of the cold. Despite his age of nearly 80, he maintains the vigor of a man half his age. You are glad for his strength, as assisting him across this distance will be draining, and you must save your energy for the trials ahead. The entrance of the cave gapes open, sharp stalactites hanging over the entrance, giving the appearance of a monstrous mouth. Elder No More stops and nods to you, gesturing for you to proceed alone. Oh, goodbye, Elder No More. We'll miss you. The cave is unusually warm and damp, and your body seems to feel the same way, flushing as you feel a warmth and dampness between your thighs. You are warned of this and press forward, ignoring your body's growing needs. A glowing purple-pink portal swirls and flares with demonic light along the black wall. Cringing, you press forward, keenly aware that your body seems to be anticipating coming in contact with a tainted magical construct. Closing your eyes, you gather your resolve and leap forwards. Vertigo overwhelms you and you black out.
Da-da-dun.
You wake with a splitting headache and a body full of burning desire. A shadow darkens your view momentarily, and your training kicks in. You roll across to the side on the bare ground and leap to your feet. A surprised-looking imp stands a few feet away, holding an empty vial. He is completely naked, an improbably sized pulsing red cock hanging between his spindly legs. You flush with desire as a wave of lust washes over you, your mind reeling as you fight the urge to chase down his rod and impale yourself on it. We're talking about his staff that he's holding, or his spear, not the other thing.
Yeah, a rod is a staff, not a piece.
The imp says.
Oh man, who wants to do the imp? Who thinks that they can top Jester?
Yeah, who can top Jester? Like, come on, Wackaraldo, be the imp.
Come on. No, God, we've got 2 people here, and or because we do have the Discord down on the link and people are able to join, although we have 2 spots more open. Who thinks they can top Jester? Jump in right the fuck now. Be this imp.
I'm gonna back away slowly.
Jake, you.
No! I have people who can hear me. I don't want a 4-year-old to hear this.
Wackaraldo, do you want to do it? You think you can do
resort.
it? You think you can do it the raddest Wackaraldo?
I gotta check something.
Last resort, if nobody else can do it because you're all fucking pussies.
I can try to do my best Tristan impression.
Sorry, you don't have a child in your house.
I do, actually, in the other room.
Well, okay, you do. She doesn't.
We're waiting for Wackaraldo, and as he checks his area around him. A wave of anticipation and lust washes over us. We shall.
I don't want to do this because my parents are kind of around.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
You want me to try to do my best Jester impersonation, or you want to do it, Squeaky?
I want to see what your jester impersonation is.
All right, let me see if I can. Okay. Well, I think we can. Oh no. I'm amazed you aren't already chasing down my cock, human. The last champion was an eager whore before the time she woke up, or by the time she woke up. The lust draft made sure of it. That's as best that I can do. I can't do it. I'm not a good jester.
But it's not gonna be as good as jester. Just like,
yeah, it's never gonna be as good as him.
You aren't already chasing down my cock, human. The last champion was an eager whore for me by the time she woke up. This lust draft made sure of it.
See, it's funny because it's supposed to be like an intimidating male imp, but it's because it's an imp, your voice totally works for it. I'm gonna have you do that so I can do the rest of the conversation.
all right, sure.
The imp shakes the empty vial to emphasize the point. You reel in shock at the revelation. You've just entered the demon realm, and you've already been drugged. You tremble with the aching need in your groin, but resist, righteous anger lending you strength. In desperation, you leap towards the imp, watching with glee as his cocky smile changes to an expression of sheer horror. The smaller creature is no match for your brute strength as you pummel him mercilessly. You pick up the diminutive demon and punt him into the air, frowning grimly as he spreads his wings and begins speeding into the distance. The imp says,
Fool! You could have had pleasure unending! But should we ever cross paths again, you will regret humiliating me! Remember the name Zataz, as you'll soon face the wrath of my master!
You did the same laugh, too.
Yeah.
Your pleasure at defeating the demon ebbs as you consider how you've already been defiled. You swear to yourself that you will find the demon responsible for doing this to you and the other champions and destroy him and his pet imp. Go ahead and swear, Squeaky.
I swear,
There you go.
if my name isn't Frisking Trisket.
Frisking Triscuits. You look around, surveying the hellish landscape as you plot your next move. The portal is a few yards away, nestled between a formation of rocks. It does not seem to exude the arousing influence it had on the other side. The ground and sky are both tinted different shades of red, though the earth beneath your feet feels as normal as any other lifeless patch of dirt. You settle on the idea of making camp here and fortifying the side of the portal. No demons will ravage your beloved hometown on your watch. It does not take long to set up your tent and a few simple traps. You'll need to explore to gather more supplies to fortify it any further. Perhaps you'll even manage to track down the demons who have been abducting the other champions. Pretty neat. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Your campsite is fairly simple at the moment. Your tent and bedroll are set in front of the rocks and lead to the portal. You have a small fire pit as well. You have the number of traps surrounding your makeshift home. Buddy, do you want up here? But they are fairly simple and may not do much to deter a demon. The portal shimmers in the background as it always does, looking menacing and reminding you of why you came. It's light outside, a good time to explore and forage for supplies, to which to fortify your camp. Alright, so this is where we get into the meat of the game. Mostly we're going to be exploring in the first little bit here, trying to get some more ideas of where to go. It tells us right here with this bit of a flavor text. I'm not really going to read this because I kind of want to get going on with the game. But basically, we always find ourselves back here if we wander off the path and if we think about where we want to go, if we already know where it's at, we wander back to that place. So exploring a new region is actually very useful. But we were thinking about our camp and we returned here. So that just kind of tells us what happens there. We're going to try to explore and get a few places while we're doing this, so let's go ahead. We have discovered the forest, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
We have explored and found the lake. I'm gonna try to get a few things down, and we're probably gonna read this one time, but we need to do this. So we had to go to bed, but we had a pretty high lust at the moment. So you sheepishly find some rocks to hide in, where you remove your clothes. You caress your well-rounded breast gently with your fingers, emitting a soft gasp of pleasure each time you flick one of your nipples. You touch and play with your virgin wet cooter. Oh, God dang it, they say cooter!
Cooter is just not a good word.
It's not a good word at all.
Just like all that tension gone.
Giggling as your fingers get a little wet. You let your hand roam over your pussy lips, slowly teasing yourself, diving deeper into your folds to arouse and expose your clit. You stroke and tease around the sensitive little pleasure bud, letting your fingers plumb the depths below. The moistened cleft of your groin demands your full attention, drawing your fingers deep inside to explore the wet passage. Your sex quivers as the pleasure overwhelms you, robbing you of your muscle control, your passage rippling and contracting around your fingers. You sigh softly and drip off into a quick nap, smelling of smecks. We're done. We're not reading that again. We're gonna go to sleep.
Also, I'm ready to debase myself because I realize the child isn't here right now.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
But upon sleeping, we do gain a little bit of lust, because that's just how it happens gradually around here. If we had the meditate option, we wouldn't have to masturbate every night. Well, we're probably gonna have to do that every night. So I just wanted to let you guys know we're not gonna read it every night. So we have the forest and the lake already, which are the two starter-ish areas. But I'd also like to see if we can get a few other areas unlocked really quick. So first things first. Okay. An imp wings out of the sky, attacks! You're fighting an imp. The imp is short, only a few feet tall. An unkept mane of shaggy black hair hangs from his head, parted by 2-foot curved horns. His eyes are solid black, save for tiny red irises which glow with evil intent. His skin is bright red, and is unencumbered by clothing or armor, save for a small loincloth at his belt. His feet are covered by a tiny sandals, and his hands tipped with sharp claws. A pair of tiny but functional wings occasionally flap from his back. At the bottom left here, there's usually a little picture of him, but we're keeping the pictures out. Just letting you guys know. So as of right now, we don't have anything. We don't have a weapon, we don't have armor, we don't have nothing. I don't even know if we can fight this guy. We're gonna try though.
Punch the fuck out of him.
We're gonna punch him to death. So here we go. Attack! Attack again! Attack again. Attack him again, and again. And we did it!
Yeah, we're doing really good. Yeah.
We did it! You smile with
fisted him to
satisfaction
death.
as the imp collapses and begins masturbating feverishly. What?
He really liked being fisted.
You grab 7 gems and get 12 XP from your victory. You get a bottle of succubi milk from your defeated opponent. Ooh, that's neat.
Yeah.
We did it.
Drink it right now.
Well, we're going to try to keep our corruption as down as possible. Once we actually get corrupted to a point where we can't really get it away, then we're going to start just using our alchemy stuff for advantage. But as of right now, we're going to try to keep ourselves as low corruption as possible. Because I want to go to the lake.
I was
Wait
gonna say
for us to-
there is a way even after high corruption to still eliminate it, but we need Plumpy for that.
Yeah, we do need Plumpy. We're going to go to the lake. Unfortunately, there's nothing at the lake. We're going to go to the lake. Okay. If you're on the shores of the lake, your footsteps are cutting through stepping the wood rather than squishing the sandy mud of the shore. Curious, you squat down and brush the soil away, revealing the rotting form of a wooden plank. Looking carefully at the ground underfoot, you realize it's part of a pathway, the kind that villages make to provide easier access to and from muddy rivers, lakes, and beaches. You believe you can make the rest of the path clearly enough if you follow it to its end. Do you follow the pathway? Sure. We ain't gonna run. Okay, we found the town ruins because of that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We can go to the town ruins now anytime we want to, but first we're gonna keep going to the lake because I still want to get something from the lake. We found a vial of equinum. We don't want that. I believe that
Why
turns us into a
not?
horse. I believe we turn
tell
into a
from the
horse
name.
when we drink that.
Equine is a horse. So yeah, horse.
Oh man,
Hey,
it's
look
like
who we
Equine, as in
found.
it makes everything equal.
You find a quaint farmhouse in the far shores of the lake. Around the homestead are in the range of gardens, filled with delicious fruits and vegetables. Your belly rumbles, aching with hunger as you approach the dwelling. A figure in a pepper patch rises up to greet you, waving you over. You do your best to conceal your surprise as you realize the farmer is a woman, with fur and canine-like features. She giggles happily and beckons you over. Who wants to be our little Whitney here.
Well, you mean a country dog girl?
Yeah.
I'll be a country dog girl.
I mean, it's not like you have any experience being country dog girl.
I have plenty experience. Read. Oh wait, farm is a woman. Yeah. Okay. So okay.
Welcome, stranger. Sure is pleasant to see a new face around here. My name's Whitney, and it's mighty fine I don't have to pitchfork you like most guests.
She fills you in about the lake and her farm, telling you about how the demons can't seem to stay close for long. The monsters always seem weaker the few times they've approached her farm. Whitney flushes and rapidly changes the subject.
Well, I've got to get back to work, but you can help yourself to the peppers, hon.
You place a canine pepper in your third pouch. So now we have 3 items in our inventory. We're not really going to use them again yet, unless we want to become puppy. Again, you guys can comment and tell us if you want us to try to use any of these items right now. We're not using the equinem, but the others we might. It depends on what you guys say. We're gonna keep exploring the lake. Although, look who we just found. You encounter a hunched figure working as you come around a large bush, clothed in tattered robes that obscure most of his figure. You can nonetheless see rat-like muzzle protruding from the shadowy hood that conceals most of his form. A simple glance behind him confirms your suspicions. This is a kind of rat person. He seems oblivious to your presence, as he stirs a cauldron of viscous liquid, and with one hand, a neat stack of beakers and vials sit on the dirt to his left. You see a smile break across his aged visage, as he says, "Come closer, child. I will not bite." Apprehensive of the dangers of the unknown land, you cautiously approach. "I am Rathazul, the alchemist. Once I was famed for my miracle cures. Now I idle by this lake, helpless to do anything but measure the increasing amounts of corruption that taints its waters," he says as he pulls back his hood, revealing an entirety of his very bald and wrinkled head. The rat mentions, "I see you have at least one tainted item on you. For 20 gems, I could remove the taint, making it a good deal safer to use. Of course, who knows what kind of freakish transformation it would cause." Will you take him up on the offer or leave? Sure, let's see what he does. All right, so he can purify our succubi milk. We don't have 20 gems right now, unfortunately. But we can come back here and have him purify the succubi milk if we ever want to. Rathazul's cool. I like Rathazul.
Yeah, I remember we called him Master Splinter though.
He is Master Splinter. Let's just be honest. Later, Master Splinter. We'll come back to you later, boy.
Poor rat grandpa.
Here's what I was looking for. While walking along the lake, a glint of metal catches your eye. You drop into a combat stance, readying your fist for another fight. Your eyes dart about, searching for the source of the light. You feel rather foolish when you locate the source of the reflection. It came from a sword lodged hilt deep in the trunk of a tree. You relax a bit, approaching the odd site to get a better look. The tree is thick, enough to encapsulate the entire blade. Nothing protrudes from the far side at all. In another odd twist, there's not any sap leaking from the undamaged bark that surrounds the sword. The hilt itself seems to be made of a bronze with gold inlays along the outside of the handguard. Looking closely, you realize they portray a stylish figure battling a horde of demons. And the handle is wrapped tightly around a rugged leather that looks brand new in spite of how long the sword must have been here for the tree to grow so thoroughly around it. Do you suppose you could try to pull it free, do you? Yes! You grip the handle with both hands and easily pull the sword free, surprising yourself with how easy it was to remove. Remarkably, the tree's trunk is entirely intact. While marveling at the new development, a leaf brushes your shoulder. You look up and watch every single leaf turn from healthy green to vibrant orange and then finally it changes to brown. The leaves rain down around you, covering the ground in dead plant matter, leaving you alone with the withering skeleton of a dead tree. The sight saddens you, though you cannot fathom why. The blade itself is 3.5 feet of the purest shining steel you have ever seen. It is truly a beautiful blade. There's no room for the beautiful shining sword in your inventory. You may replace the contents, blah 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 blah. If we use now, it just equips it, I think. You equip the beautiful shining sword. Hooray! We killed a tree and took the sword. We are now the king of England and...
You're supposed to take that from a rock?
Hey, the sword in the stone, the sword in the tree.
We can take it from wherever we want to, thank you.
I think
No,
honestly,
just
I
do
think
that
the
shitty
whole
ram.
sword in the stone thing was based on another instant where it was like the sword in the log. So actually,
Your
All
face
right,
is in a
fair
log.
Your face
But no.
is a log.
We got us a new sword. Now we can actually fight things and not like immediately die, which is awesome. So let's explore one more time, and we find a goblin. A goblin saunters out of the bushes with dangerous glint in her eyes. She says, "Time to get fucked, slut." That's me. I'm the goblin now. The goblin before you is a typical example of her species, with dark green skin, pointed ears, and a purple hair that would look more at home on a punk rocker. She's only about 3 feet tall, but makes up for it with her curvy body, sporting hips and breasts that would entice any man in your village were she full size. There isn't a single scrap of clothing on her, just lewd leather straps and a few clinking pouches. She does sport quite a lot of piercings, the most noticeable being large studs hanging from her purple nipples. Her eyes are fiery red, with practically glow with lust. This one isn't going to be satisfied until she has her way with you. It shouldn't be too hard to seduce such a little creature, though, right? You see she's in perfect health. Beat her with a sword!
Beat the hell out of her.
The goblin uncorks a bottle of green liquid and swings her arm, flinging wave of fluid at you. The greenish liquid splashes over you, making you feel slimy and gross. Nausea plagues you immediately. You have been poisoned. How dare! We're gonna hit her in the face again. The goblin runs her hands down her leather-clad body and blows you a kiss. "Why not walk on the wild side?" she asks. The display distracts you long enough to prevent you from taking advantage of her awkward pose, leaving you more than a little flushed. How dare. We hit her again, and there we go. The goblin falls down, smashing her tits on the ground. Ow! Crying softly from the pain, she looks up at you and sniffles. You grab 9 gems and 10 XP from your victory. She has a vial of blue hair dye from your defeated opponent. Ooh! There's no room for the vial of blue hair dye in the inventory. You can replace the contents of the pouch with the vial of blue dye or abandon it. Let's get rid of the
Equium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't want that anyway.
Get rid of that. You throw away the vial of Equium and replace it with a vial of blue hair dye. I will say, guys, it's blue hair dye. I'm just saying. Blue's obviously better than red.
We can let the chat decide. Should we dye our hair blue now?
We do have some blue hair dye, guys. Just saying. Put it in the chat if you want to. If you want to. Hold me back anyway.
Sometimes.
Hold me back. We don't need. Who needs it, right? I'm gonna please. Anyway.
I mean, some of her blue hair. I think that this just makes sense.
Just saying, this might be a great idea. It might be the most fantastic idea that's ever happened. Either way, we should probably explore.
Which is why we should not let you do it.
And we discover the desert. Oh joy.
Oh man, the desert, which takes you to the best place ever.
It does take us to some pretty good places, but I believe the desert wasn't the desert the place we lost at last time. Like lost our first time there, Squeaky.
It was probably with the Naga because it wasn't with the sandwiches.
Yeah, it wasn't with the sandwiches.
Snakes are annoying.
Nagas are very annoying. But let's keep exploring a bit. We find another goblin. Hey, time to get fucked, slut. Hey, what are you doing? You're actually hurting me. No. And we get another vial of blue hair dye. Neat. I think we should probably rest. We're at 40 HP and 19 lust here. We should probably get our HP back up at the very least. Okay, now we have the sleep option. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now that we've done all of this, we have the desert, forest, and lake we can keep going to. If we go to the lake enough, we can actually make our way to that farm whenever we want to. There's a ton of good places in the forest we can go to, and the desert can actually is, you know, the best one to go to. Unfortunately, it's also the hardest area in this place right now. But these are the 3 easiest areas we have. What do you guys think we should do? I'll ask the people who are actually in the chat right now. What do you guys think? All right.
Maybe it could be just me, but it doesn't seem like the chat's really responding to anything.
Oh no, I'm asking the chat, you guys. In this chat, the voice chat.
I say throw all caution to the wind and go in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
go
gonna have
to the
to back
lake and
Kitty on
purify
this.
the milk.
Oh god.
What
All
are you
right.
doing now?
We really want to get our asses kicked. Let's go.
Hey, we'll be fine. We got a sword.
Hey, we found a chest in the sand. It was turned to be a good idea, guys. We have 6 storage item slots at the camp now.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and store our canine peppers and our succubus milks and our blue hair dyes for now.
We have 2 of those? We
Yeah, we have
hair
2
dyes?
blue hair dyes.
Holy crap.
Yep. So let's go ahead and explore the desert again. Oh, look who it is.
Oh,
A
these
small
guys?
plume of dust rises in the distance, betraying the position of something else moving amongst the sandy dunes. It grows larger as it approaches your position, revealing a bulky, distorted shape lurking inside the cloud. You cautiously approach, preparing to face some new demonic monstrosity. As the sandy cloud parts, the blurred figure reveals himself as 2 distinct outlines. On the left, a man carrying a heavily loaded wheelbarrow and struggling not to stumble in the sandy desert soil. Slightly behind and to the right of the man is a shapely woman, her demonic origins plain to anyone who notices the spikes on her head. As they near, the man notices your presence and calls out, "Ho, traveler! Fine day, isn't it?" The strange pair close the intervening distance, allowing you to make out more of their forms. As expected, the succubus is quite the beauty, with curvy flesh in all the right places. The man introduces himself as he struggles with his heavy load. "Hi, I'm Marcus, a former traveler of extraordinary places, and seeker of forbidden knowledge. Though all that was a long time ago, I'm retired, you see. I've settled down with my new partner, Lucia." Marcus gestures, indicating the bored-looking succubus accompany him. I love the bored-looking. You start to greet them, but nearly faint in shock. Marcus's wheelbarrow isn't full of cargo. It's the only thing keeping his oversized balls from dragging in the sand. He smiles at your reaction and winks lewdly. "Why do you think I have to keep a succubus around? If I don't empty these puppies every hour or two, I'm damn near explode." Looking thoughtful for a moment, Marcus nods to himself and asks, "I suppose you have a moment to help me with a quandary I've been having." "Sure, wheelbarrow
help him,
ballsack
guys?
man."
Sure, creepy guy.
So
Why not?
let's see what he has to say. He seems nice enough. "Oh, good," he exclaims begin elaborating. "My dear succubus here is growing tired of our arrangement, and she says she wants me to give up the last of my humanity to become a demon like her. I'm not really sure I want to lose my soul, but at the same time, I know enough about their kind to know I'd really enjoy being an incubus, if you know what I mean. Before I take the plunge, I'd like a second opinion. What do you think?" He glances over his shoulder at almost a small measure of fear. "What do you guys think? Should we tell him to go demon, or should he stay human?"
I mean, if he's an incubus, he probably doesn't have to lug around his giant balls anymore, but...
Yeah, just.
But then again, he also might end up with comedically tiny wings. And that would just really suck for him.
He'd have tiny wings
That
and
would be
big
really
balls.
unfortunate. Yeah, that would be really unfortunate.
What do you guys think?
I know last time we went Go Demon,
Go
because
demon.
it allowed me to play the succubus, so...
All right, you guys want to go demon?
Go demon.
All right, dude. I mean,
Do it.
I mean, we didn't have-
right now this dude's existence seems pretty strained. I think he could use a change in life.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's like we're not the religious, or we're not as disciplined as the last one who did this.
Lucia breaks into a mischievous smile as she suggests taking her up on her offer. She sashays over to you, flesh jiggling enticingly the whole way. She leans close, sliding a slender finger down the center of your chest.
Thank you for this. Should we meet again, I promise rewards fit to make a whore faint.
Okay. Marcus raises an eyebrow at the exchange, but smiles as his demonic lover returns to his side. Lucia winks again. The huge wings explode from her back. She grabs Marcus, who bleats in surprise, and lifts off, flying away with her prize in the air. You just look up, and he's just dangling. You're like, eye soap.
That actually sounds like it's kind of painful if he needs a wheelbarrow.
Do it.
Yeah.
Right?
We should probably get rid of our lust real quick before we go explore again. So, again, we're not reading this again, but, we did it. Explore. Let's go back to the desert, see if we can find us a naga to beat up. Nope, it's a sandwich. A strange woman seems to appear from the dunes themselves. She identifies herself as a sandwich and politely asks if she can cast a spell on you.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. Magic from strangers doesn't seem like a good idea.
There's only 2 effects. Both of them aren't exactly bad. It's fine.
Yeah, one of them I think it's bigger boobs, and the other one is your hair color.
Yeah.
That always happens the first time.
So what do you,
Or
what do
if
you
you
guys
don't
think?
have the hair
Should we accept?
I think we should beat the hell out of her.
I
But then
mean,
again, that's
do you
me
want to
with
be a
having.
filthy blonde?
I mean, yeah, we turn into a sandy blonde, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have blue hair dye though.
You do have
Yeah.
blue hair dye.
What do you
So I
guys
think
think?
we
Should
should
we
go
tend to
blonde and then
keep-
dye your hair blue.
Should
It's
we
not
allow
like we intend
her, or
to
should we
keep our
say
hair
no?
red anyway.
Should we allow her to cast a spell on us, or should we say no?
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
She must be nice.
She smiles wickedly and intones, "Nufaratuf ro ria yandraz, nos trest et sayadas." You feel
Yeah,
a
Sandy
tingling
as
in
the
your
desert
scalp. You
sun,
realize your hair has
sandy
become a
hair.
sandy blonde.
For future
Sandy
fun.
as
I actually had to try to
the-
read that backwards.
Sandy as the desert sun. Sandy hair,
Sandy hair for future fun.
for future fun. Neat.
That's clever. I never noticed that.
All right, so now we have sandy blonde hair. So should we change it, or should we keep it for now?
Go blue.
Let's keep it for now.
Let's keep it for now. We're going in the desert.
keep
We
it
need
for
to
a
have
day.
lighter hair in the desert.
We need disguise.
Oh, look, it's a Naga.
Yeah. Kill it.
Well, we're doomed.
You're fighting a Naga. She resembles a beautiful, slender woman from the waist up. Her dark hair hanging down her back, her upper body is deeply tanned, while her lower body is covered with shiny scales, striped in pattern reminiscent of the dunes around you. Instead of bifurcating?
Bifurcating into legs.
Is it
Yeah,
bifurcating? There we go.
Bifurcating.
Her hips elongate into a snake's body, which stretches far out behind her, leaving a long curving trail in the sand. She's completely naked, with her round C-cup breast showing in plain sight. In her mouth you can see a pair of sharp, poisonous fangs, and a long, forked tongue, moving rapidly as she hisses at you. You see that she is in perfect health. So this is gonna be bad. We have the beautiful sword, but we are slightly corrupted. So
We'll be fine.
let's hope. Let's attack. We do 11 damage, and then she venoms us, I think. The venom's effects are almost instantaneous. Your vision begins to blur, and it becomes increasingly harder to stand. That's not good.
We'll be fine.
That hurt. And our attack only did around 15% damage. Let's attack again. Oh, and then she hit us. That hurts. That hurts, guys. We're gonna do it again. Okay. We're doing fine.
It's some snack. It's
Everything's
some snack.
fine.
Fine. Fuck the snake.
So we're probably gonna die. Should we run?
Let's look at
Poison
chat
makes it
side.
harder to run.
We aren't exactly gonna die, but you know.
We're gonna die.
Everything is life or
We're
death.
pretty darn hurt though. We've been fighting the good fight.
Should we run or should we attack? What do you think, Squeaks?
Third option, give up.
Well, the coward in me says we should try to run, but if poisoning makes it harder to run, in this world it's fucked or be fucked.
All right, we can hope that she misses.
Let's try to run once.
Try to run once.
Yeah, let's try to run.
Okay, we died.
Yep.
Did it.
Hooray!
Yeah, first death.
Can I read this?
You want to read this part?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You fall to your knees, your battered body unable to hold itself up any longer. The Naga slowly approaches you with a smile of delight, devouring you with her eyes like the helpless morsel you are. When she's close enough, she slides her tail under you and brings you closer to her. As she hisses in your ear, a chill goes down your spine. You don't understand a word she is saying, but you can tell just by the variations that this lovely lady will not be going easy on you. And while you know you probably won't like it, your virgin wet cooter!
You just destroyed it.
Tutor!
Now
So dead.
astride the base of her tail and facing towards her, your eyes are drawn to the place on her scaly pelvis where a vagina should be. With one hand, the Naga begins gently caressing her nether regions, which begin to swell in her excitement into the outlines of a very recognizable reptilian vulva. Her expectations are perfectly clear, and you're too weak to resist anyway. You might as well just comply.
You attempt to remove your comfortable clothes before the Naga grabs you in pity and decides to help you with it. Now naked, she lays you down on her tail, and you let her guide you with her awaiting pussy. Without any further complaints, you pull her lips apart and start licking. The creature lets out a sign of pleasure as you move your tongue around the outside of her nether lips.
Scrolling down. Doop, doop, doop,
Yeah, hold
doop,
on.
doop.
Let me let that do its thing. Slowly, you move your tongue around her folds, hearing her soft moans of arousal, bringing your lips to the bottom of her slit. You gently kiss at it, carefully working your way up to the top. You pause a moment, once at the top, to plant a gentle kiss on her love button and feel her twitch slightly before you make your way back down to her glistening cunt and lick at the moisture, savoring its taste. You continue
Whenever I
your
first read this, I thought that I thought you kissed her on the belly button.
No,
How
it's not a love
dirty.
button.
Tico, you're so pure.
Whenever I
So
first read it, I thought you were like going like, mwah. Anyway.
Can I go now? No? Damn it.
You continue your loving assault on her love canals. The Naga's moans gradually become louder. Her hands make their way to your head as she curls her fingers through your long, sandy blonde hair to get a better grip on your head as you bring your mouth up to her pleasure buzzer.
I love all the different names they have for this. Except for
I'm
Cooter.
pretty
I
sure
don't like
this
that
is
one.
where
You
They
give
probably
one
busted out the thesaurus for this one.
What?
I can't talk.
You give one final slow lick up the length of her pussy and twirl your tongue around her now engorged clit. The Naga involuntarily bucks her hips into your face as you start to suck on her pleasure buzzer.
That's
As
a
you
funny. That's
continue
a
to
better
play
one.
with
They
the
should
clit-
just replace all cooters with pleasure buzzers.
The pleasure buzzer is specifically for the clit, though. As you begin
They
to
should
play
just
with
get rid
her,
of all cooters then.
she begins to lose control, grinding her soaking pussy against your face, and vice versa. She forces herself onto you so hard it becomes hard to breathe, and the warm juices of her excited love slit coat your face. You attempt to pull away from her hot snatch,
What
pulling
the
your mouth
fuck?
from
So
her
many
swollen
names.
clit. She overpowers you, pulling your face back down upon her love buzzer. The feeling of your warm, wet lips as they rub against her clit is apparently just enough for her as it pushes her past her limit, sending her into a passionate
Orgasm.
You finally pull away from her as your body is racked with powerful contractions, wiping the excess lady cum from your face.
Scrolling down.
After the Naga manages to... Where the fuck? Where... Did you just pass it? Hold on. No, yeah, I think you... Wait, did you pass it?
I went back up.
Hold on, it's taking a bit then, because I think you... No, scroll up a little bit more. Scroll up a little more.
Boop. Boop.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. After the Naga manages to calm herself, her breathing becoming regular and her muscles loosening up, she smiles a genuine grin and hisses something to you. She leans in close, her head only inches from yours, and suddenly shifts her tone, adopting a much more seductive one.
Seduction.
She pulls you into an upright position, facing her. Your wet pussy rubs against her tail's scaly skin as she moves her own body closer to yours. She wraps the end of her tail around so that it stands erect between the two of you. The Naga hisses something at you, and realizing you don't understand a word she says, begins to demonstrate what she means. She leans in close to her tail and begins to run her thin tongue along its length, as far as she can. Understanding what she means, you join her, her own tongue running across her smooth, scaly tip. You do your best to follow the Naga's example, but you are not sure why she's doing it. Evidently, it appears that the Naga is satisfied, and she stops nudging you to do so as well. The Naga
Okay.
lies flat on the sandy ground, pulling your body down onto hers. Face up with your head resting between her soft breasts. She reaches around your body, placing her hands on your own well-endowed tits, gently holding you in place as her tail moves closer to your wet, virgin wet twat.
It's better than
She
cooter.
begins to... No, twat's just as bad. As she begins to rub her presently slick tail against your slit, the scaly tip brushes your... Now, fuck, I can't read! Your miniature clit, and you moan with passion in response. There is no holding it back. This feeling is one of the best you've experienced. Her tail continues to flick and rub your petite button as you begin to buck your hips gently. The Naga pokes and rubs at your clit for some time, eventually driving you to the first of many coming orgasms. After your breath has become even again and your muscles have become relaxed, the Naga resumes her advances. She begins to rub the tip of her tail up and down along your virgin wet twat, and you finally understand her intentions. As the tail begins to penetrate you, you cannot help but let another passionate moan. The scaly skin rubs up at your tender vaginal walls like nothing else you've experienced, and the feeling begins to drive you mad with pleasure. It only takes a few minutes of this gentle tail fucking to drive you to another climax. This time, however, the Naga doesn't wait for your recovery. Instead, she responds by plunging deeper, forcing her ever-thickening tail further into your virgin wet muff.
Muff.
As she stuffs more and more of her scaly tail inside you, her hands begin to work on your supple tits, gently caressing and massaging them. Roll up.
Doop 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 doop, scrolling down.
The Naga lifts you from her own body with her tail, placing you into the warm sand where she had been laying. She moves her own body above yours, her tail buried deep inside your virgin fuckhole the entire time.
They don't even care anymore.
Right.
She holds you in place with one hand, her other hand moving to resume playing with your supple breasts. She moves her head in, her hot breath washing over your other breast, and looks up into your eyes for a moment. She smiles, giggles, and then wraps her mouth around your nipple, letting her slender tongue tickle your sensitive skin there.
I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down for this one because it still goes beyond that, but this is the last paragraph.
All this time, her tail has been working its way slowly inside you, stretching you further with every thrust. As you open your mouth to let out another passionate wail, she moves in, pushing her lips over yours and kissing you passionately. As the tip of her tail finally comes to rest against your cervix, you find yourself succumbing to another orgasm.
Orgasm.
Your walls of pleasure encouraging the Naga to continue. As you begin to calm down again, you believe that this is the deepest the Naga will go. Then, as she reaches your hand to grab your other shoulder, you realize she still has plans. Her tail begins to bash itself against your cervix, the tip searching for the weak point. Her hands hold you steady as her thrusts begin to increase in intensity, sometimes even shaking your entire body. It is not long until this rough tail fuck that you find yourself on the verge of orgasm yet again, as the scaly surface of her tail rubs across the soft flesh of your virgin wet pussy. The Naga grits her teeth and with one last powerful thrust forces her tail inside your womb, forcing her way through your cervix. She manages to stuff enough tail inside you to cause a visible bulge in your stomach.
Ow.
This combination of sensations is enough to send your head spinning as your climax reaches its peak. You feel your mind begin to weaken, your vision fading. The last thing you see is the Naga's smiling face, her cheeks flushed and her eyes full of passion. Your hymen is torn, robbing you of your virginity. Your twat is now a little loose. You'll probably come to your senses in 8 hours or so. Missing 8 gems.
Did she really have to mug us too?
Yes.
Yes, that was her fate.
Yeah.
Did she really have to like fucking mug us too?
Don't worry, man. It was just the fee.
By the way, like through that entire thing, I've just been like trying my best to not let my puppy's snores break up the because he is literally just laying on me snoring right now.
Aw.
All right, let's keep going. We don't have enough gems to talk to Master Splinter anymore. I don't think that's fine though, because we have 0 HP. Okay, the chat is going wild with Lenny face apparently.
Well.
Let's go ahead and rest. Try to get our health back up.
Will you listen to that?
It's okay, Nightshade. We're here for you, man.
I'm here for sin. Where can I get some?
So
There's a bucket over in the corner.
it's always the freaking Nagas. They always are the ones that get us.
Because you
We
tried
really
to run.
can't fight them until we get some sort of armor.
Coward.
We need to remember
Stab
this.
them until they are dead.
But we're gonna go back into the desert anyway. Hey,
Armor
we
against
found it.
you.
The merciless desert sands grind uncomfortably under your feet as you walk the dunes. Sorry for that last entire thing there. I don't know what happened to me. I lost my deep voice and became very feminine. Searching the trackless sands to uncover their mysteries, all of a sudden you can see the outline of a small city in the distance, ringing in sandstone walls. Strangely, it wasn't there a few moments before. It's probably just a mirage brought on by the heat. Then again, you don't have any specific direction you're heading. What could it hurt to go that way? Do you investigate the city in the distance? Hell yes, we do.
Yes, we do. This isn't a mirage. What are you talking about?
You slog through the shifting sands for a long time, not really seeming to get that close. Just when you're about to give up, you crest a large dune and come upon the walls of the city you saw before. It's definitely not a mirage. There are sandstone walls, at least 50 feet tall, ringing the entire settlement. And the only entrance you can see is a huge gate with thick wooden doors. The entrance appears to be guarded by a female gray fox, who's more busy sipping on something from a bottle than watching the desert. As if detecting your thoughts, she drops the bottle and pulls out a halberd, much longer than she is tall. Who wants to be female gray fox?
Is this Penny?
I believe this is Penny.
I remember I liked my voice for Penny, but I'm not sure if I
Or
can
is
get
it
back
Erda?
into it.
Oh no, this is
I don't
Erda.
know. Oh, this is Erda? Okay.
Gray Fox is Arthur.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
All right, Anthony, be Erda.
You volunteer.
What?
Be a girl, Anthony. Come on, do it.
Be a girl. Be a girl.
All right, let me clear my throat here.
Starts off right here, boy.
And I'm gonna do my best female voice impression. All right.
Gotcha.
Hold it.
Perfect. Barks the fox, her gray fur bristling in suspicion at your sudden appearance.
What's your business in the city of Teledre?
You shrug and explain that you know nothing of this town. You just found it while exploring the desert. The girl stares at you skeptically for a moment and then blows a shrill whistle. She orders,
No sudden moves.
Deciding you've nothing to lose by complying, you stand there, awaiting whatever reinforcements the cute Vulpine girl has summoned. Man, what a cute Vulpine girl, and with her cute Vulpine voice. Within the minute, a relatively large-chested centaurus emerges from the smaller door cut into the gate, holding a massive bow with an arrow already knocked.
Is that stereotypical? That seems almost offensive. The centaur has a bow.
This one's called Edarin? I think? Who wants to be a horsewoman? Alright, Jake, let's go.
Okay, Jake,
Damn.
yeah, Jake.
Okay, where am I?
It's highlighted right now. It might take you a second.
No sudden move, blah blah blah. What's the problem, Erda? Demon make it through the barrier?
She asks the imposing horsewoman, who's holding an arrow and yet very bored sounding. Oda the fox shakes her head, replying,
I don't think so, Edrin. She's something else. We should use the crystal and see if she's fit to be allowed to entry to Teledre.
I love how both of these characters just sound so fucking bored. I don't know.
Hold still.
This is
This'll
just-
do you no harm, I guess.
They're
Vodka.
gods. They literally have nothing better to do.
All we
places-
do is
she-
stare at sand every day.
Sand. I hate sand. It's rough.
Anyway.
Of course, it gets everywhere.
Even your hair is
Oh,
sand.
yeah, it
it's
gets
a sand
everywhere.
blonde.
She places one hand on your shoulder and holds the crystal in the other. Her eyes close, but her brow knits as she focuses on something. The crystal shines a pale white light. Edarin steps back and smiles broadly at you and says,
Congratulations, you've yet to be ruined by the demonic taint that suffers the land of Marquette. Come, you may enter our city walls and find safety here. Though only as long as its Covenant's white magic protects us from the demon lapdogs. I'm gonna go back to being fucking bored.
The vixen Erda gestures toward the smaller door and asks,
Would you like a tour of our Teledre, newcomer?
Would you like a tour? Blah, blah, blah. Say no.
Please say no and leave. We'll find some Naga or something.
Oh, God. You remember your etiquette and nod, thankful to have a quick introduction with such a new place. Erda leaves Edrin to watch the gate and leads you inside. You notice her gait is a bit odd, and her fluffy foxtail seems to be permanently wrapped around her right leg for some reason. The door closes behind you easily as you step into the city of Teladre. Next, and there's a cute little sprite of her down here, and it's technically not that bad, but I don't know. Let's see if we can get a
There's fucking art in this thing now.
Well,
Yeah,
on
they
the,
have little
on the
sprites
There
bottom
we go.
corner, it's always had little pixel sprites.
There we
but-
go. I showed the pixel. It was pretty cute. Anyway. Urta leads you into the streets of Teladre, giving you a brief rundown of her and her city.
You guys aren't out of the woods
Oh wait,
yet.
that's me. Fuck, that's right. I'm only half listening. All right. I don't know these names, all right?
It's okay.
You see, about 2 decades back, the demons were chewing their way through every settlement and civilization in Marith. A covenant, a group of powerful magic users, realized direct confrontation was stupid and doomed to fail. They hit us in the desert with their magic, and the demons can't corrupt what they can't find. So we're safe, probably, for now.
The two of you find yourselves in the center of a busy intersection. Urta explains that this is the main square of the city, and that although the city is large, a goodly portion of it remains empty. Much of the population left to assist other settlements in resisting the demons and were lost. She brushes a lock of stray hair from her eye and guides you down the road, making sure to point out her favorite pub, the Wet Bitch. You blush at the rather suggestive name as Urta turns around and says,
Right. With how things are, we've all gotten a lot more comfortable with our sexualities. I hope it doesn't bother you, or maybe it does bother you. I don't care.
A bit further on, you're shown a piercing parlor. Apparently, another favorite of Urta's. A cute human girl with cat-like ears peeks out from the front and gives you both a friendly wave. It's so strange to see so many people together in one place, doing things other than fucking.
It's weird, isn't it?
The whole thing makes you miss your hometown more than ever. Tears come to your eyes, unbidden, and you wipe them away, and sand gets in your eyes, and it sucks. Glad to at least have this one reminder of normalcy. Urta politely pretends not to notice, though the tail she keeps wrapped around her leg twitches as she wraps up the tour. She gives you a friendly punch in the shoulder and asks,
Okay, gotta go. Be good. Stay out of trouble. Blah blah. See ya.
Before you can answer, she's taken off back down the street, probably stopping off at the Wet Bitch for a drink. Strange, her departure was rather sudden.
It's almost as if she doesn't want to be around you. Your stupid face.
Your stupid
Voice
face.
like that, why
I
would
miss
she
the
ever
character
want to be
creation.
around you?
I missed the character creation. I don't know what the fuck you are.
Teladre is a massive city, though most of the inhabitants tend to hang around the front few city blocks. It seems the fall of Marith did not leave the city of Teladre totally unscathed. The massive tower rises from the center of the city, shimmering oddly. From what you can overhear in the streets, the Covenant's magic users slave away in that tower, working to keep the city veiled from outside dangers. There does not seem to be a way to get into the unused portions of the city, but you'll keep your eyes open. A sign depicting a hermaphroditic centaur. I never knew that word for it. Covered in piercings, hangs in front of one of the sandstone buildings, and a bright pink lettering declares it to be the piercing studio. You glance over and see the wooden facade of Urta's favorite bar, the Wet Bitch. How strange that those would be what she talks about during a tour. In any event, you can also spot some kind of wolfman banging away on an anvil at the blacksmith stand. And a foppishly dressed dogman with large floppy ears seems to be running some kind of pawn shop in his stand. Steam boils on the top of the dome-shaped structure near the end of the street, and simple lettering painted on the dome proclaims it to be a bakery. Perhaps those shops will be interesting as well. So now we have a bunch of different places we can go to, including a place to pawn off our items, which we don't actually have any items on us right now other than the sword. But we can go to
Goodbye,
the tower.
sword.
We can go to the tower, which is all magical and shit. We can go to the weapons to actually, like, it says weapons, but it's weapons and armor, I think. We can go to the shop, bar, gym, pretty good. Like, yeah, if we go to the shops here, we can go to blacksmith, and we can get ourselves some pretty good armor. Not right now because we don't have any money, but the interior of the armor is blisteringly hot, filled with intense heat from the massive forge dominating the far end of the shop. The bellows are blowing hard as a tall German shepherd woman works the forge. Incredibly, she's wearing nothing aside from the ragged leather apron. I'm gonna
That's
sneeze.
probably not safe.
Anyway.
Bless you.
Thank you.
In retrospect, that's probably not safe to do.
Incredibly, she's wearing nothing blah, 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 barely containing her obscene proportions as it protects them from the heat of her forge. She pulls a piece of metal from the forge and strikes it a few times with a hammer bigger than your head, then tosses it into a bucket filled with water, steam boiling out from it and from the hot metal. At last, the sweating forge mistress notices you and turns around, her breast jiggling wildly. All right, her name is Yvonne, and I'm pretty sure this is Tara. You heard me. Freaking do it.
She's gone.
Ah, she left? Dang it. I was waiting for her to play something. All right, Jake, your turn then.
She drop.
Ah, damn it.
Get fucked.
What can I make for you? Plate mail? Something that breathes a little easier?
Yvonne asks, fanning herself, because she's all hot and stuff. A chain bikini is 700 gems. So, I don't think there's a single thing here that is going to be good for us right now.
No, I don't think we can get anything.
But maybe you could hit on her for a discount.
Leather robes are 100 gems. That's probably the thing we can actually get. We could also flirt with her, but...
I wonder if you fuck it up, she'll like triple her prices.
We're not gonna
That
flirt
would be
right now.
hilarious.
We're not gonna do anything right now. We can't really do anything in the city right now because we don't have that many gems. We can go to the bakery and check the menu and see what we can get here. We can get some donuts.
Let's get fat.
Buy a load of brownies.
I love getting fat.
We can get rich chocolate brownies, fig cookies, berry cupcakes, donuts, and pound cake. Whenever we were playing, Squeaky wouldn't let us buy anything like here.
Well, no, I said no donuts because I hate donuts.
How could you? I thought we were friends.
We were never friends.
Oh, okay. That makes things a lot easier.
We were never friends. Anyhow,
We can also get a foxberry.
I like getting pounded, so pound cake seems like the easiest. I don't know. I'd say let's save our money. We don't need food right now.
Fine.
We don't need food.
Well, we're gonna
That's for
leave
the
Teladre for now since we don't have any money, but we'll be coming back to Teladre once we get some good stuff. So let's go ahead and leave.
Mhm.
We can go to our stash and we can actually take our stuff back out from it and head back to Teladre to sell it. But for right now, we don't have nearly enough stuff to actually even sell to get anything, so let's just explore a bit more. Now that we've found the city, I'm not going to be going back to the... I mean, I don't want to go back to the desert right now, so we're just going to explore.
Understandable.
And
Let's
beat the
just,
crap
you
out
know,
of some imps
grind
here.
goblins and imps. And I mean in the violent way.
Just violently rip open imps.
The best thing we could do is well, I mean, not yawn. The best thing we could do, honestly, is just grind a little bit until either our lust goes too high or we are low in health. Simply
Or
because we need money.
we could sell the beautiful sword for money.
No, because
So-
we like that.
I like making poor life decisions.
You spot an anomaly in the barren wastes, a door that seems to be standing out in the middle of nowhere. Somehow you figure it must lead to some other part of the world, and the only reason it's here is because you can't get to where the door should be right now. Do you open it? Sure.
Yeah.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
go
it's
find-
this
let's
girl.
go-
It's Lumi's shop.
That became a rock.
So this is a big thing. This is a big thing about this alchemist lady. Doesn't really do much of anything. She just sells stuff. We can buy goblin ale, lobster rast, or ovo elixir. They're all very useless, and I don't want them.
Yeah.
Useless
that-
is a
I
matter
wish
of
that I
perspective,
never-
good sir.
I wish that I never actually have to do anything with that, but I guess whatever. You set out to search for new horizons, setting off from the camp to a completely new direction when you ever tried before, away from the parts of Marith than you've so far discovered. Much of the world seems to be barren wasteland, making even the desert seem healthy and full of life. Your trip soon begins to seem unproductive, having found no new areas of Marith or any contact with the inhabitants. You sigh and turn away back towards camp. However, soon you catch the faintest glimpse of something in the distance. Squinting, you shield your eyes from the sun and try to discern the strange glint in the horizon, but it's simply too far away. Well, whatever it is, it certainly merits a check. It could be anything, perhaps a city, or the ruins of Teladre's more distant neighbors, or even some demon enclave that needs destroying. With a quick check of your beautiful sword, you begin the long trek toward the shimmer in the distance. Oh,
This can
look
only
who
go
it
well.
is!
Huh?
You finally close the distance between yourself and the strange structure, which begins to take shape ahead. Though it's half buried under what seems to be years of build-up sand and debris, you can clearly make out high stone walls supported by vaulted arches. Broken every so often by the shattered remains of the stained glass windows and a pair of utterly destroyed oaken doors, nearly hidden behind a row of tall marble pillars, many of which have long since crumbled. High above the ground you can see a pair of tall, slender towers reaching up to the heavens, one of which that has been nearly obliterated by some of the more unimaginably powerful impact, leaving it in a stump compared to its twin. From the rooftops, strange shapes look down upon you. Stone statues made in the image of demons, dragons, and other monsters. You arrive at the grounds around the ruins, cordoned off by waist-high wrought iron fences that surround the buildings, and what once may have been a beautiful pastoral garden, now rotting and wilted. Its trees chopped down or burned, twig-like bushes, and a mere gale's difference from being tumbleweeds. A few dozen tombstones outline the path to a gaping maw that was once the great wooden doors. Seeing no obvious signs of danger, you make your way inside, stepping cautiously over the rubble and rotting debris that litter the courtyard. It is quite dark inside, illuminated only by thin shafts of light streaming in from the shattered windows and the sundered doors. You can make out a few dozen pews, all either thrown aside and rotting or long since crushed, leading up to a stone altar and an effigy of a great green tree. Now covered in graffiti and filth. Stairs beside the altar lead up to the towers and down to what must be catacombs or dungeons deep underground. However, what most catches your eye upon entering the sanctuary are those statues that line the walls. Beautifully carved gray stone idols of creatures, chimeras, and nearer to the altar, godlike beings are each set in their own little alcove. Unfortunately, most have been destroyed along with the cathedral, each lying in a pile of its own shattered debris, some having whole limbs or other extremities broken off and carried away by looters, leaving them mere shadows of their former glory. All of them but one. In the farthest, darkest alcove, you find a single statue that still seems intact. It is of a woman, well, more like a succubus than a human woman, though posed in a low, predatory crouch. She would normally stand nearly 6 feet tall, hair sculpted to fall playfully about her shoulders. A pair of bat-like wings protruding from her back curl back to expose the lush, soft orbs of her breasts, easily double D's on a human. A spiked mace-like tail curls around her legs that are attached to a pedestal upon which she's placed. As you stand marveling at the statue's beauty, you cannot help but notice that the slit of her pussy nearly hidden beneath her. Oddly, it seems to have been carved hollow so that you could easily stick a few fingers inside if you were to choose. I don't know why you would.
I mean, I
Some
get
people have that fetish for rocks.
It doesn't even give you the option to.
Have you never heard of Pygmalion before, Deco?
However, your attention is soon drawn from her body up to the pedestal upon which she stands. A pair of solid gold chains extend from the pedestal to her wrist, binding the statue. You notice a plaque that has been bolted to the pedestal, a feature not present in any other statues here. Leaning down, you blow a sizable amount of dust from the plaque, revealing the following short inscription. The inscription reads, "Break my bonds to make me tame." You suppose you could break the chains of the statue, but who knows what'll happen if you do. You've discovered the cathedral. You can come into the future by going to the places menu in your camp. I don't know. Should we break the chains, Squeaky? What do you think?
I mean, we already know what's gonna happen if we break the chains. So I kind of want to say we should let the chat decide.
What do you think, chat? Should we break the chains of captivity? What goes on?
Chains.
Huh?
Break the chains.
Break the chains. Break the chains.
Nah,
I'm
don't
inclined to say break them because literally nothing about that message was intimidating. Tame? It's like break them to make me tame. All right, so you're gonna be my buddy?
I'd
Dude,
say
and
don't.
if we break the
only-
chains, we could hawk the gold.
Yeah, that's true. But I say don't because I know people want to break them and I want to directly oppose them.
Well, people are saying to break the chains in the chat. I believe Finn said to break the chains in the chat. So we're going to break the chains in the chat. Because everybody seems to want to break the chains except for Anthony because he sucks. So
Goddamn
fuck right off.
contrarian.
we're going to break the chains. You swing your beautiful sword up over your head and strike the chains. An ear-splitting shing echoes through the cathedral as shards of gold go flying. You recoil, shielding your face from the surprisingly explosive force of the chain shattering. When the dust settles, you cautiously lower your arms, giving you a good view of what lies, or rather, kneels, before you. The gargoyle has stepped down from her pedestal, and now kneels as a supplicant before a king. Forehead near the ground, and weight rested upon her stone knuckles, even as her massive wingspan unfurls behind her, and her mace-like tail swishes rapidly behind her. Slowly, the gargoyle raises her head to gaze upon you, her now ruby-red eyes staring into yours. Her smooth, nippleless breasts have heave, once stone hair falling forward in strands, fringing her smooth, angular face. Her thin gray lips slowly curl into a small, sultry smile as she says, just on the edge of hearing. Whoever wants to do it, I don't care. You haven't done anything in a while, Squeaky. Go ahead.
Fine.
Master, my master.
You glance over your shoulder, but there's no one else there. She must be referring to you!
What would you have of this one, master?
She asks, looking up at you expectantly. Still cautious, you ask her what she is exactly. What are you? Clearly, she's no ordinary statue.
I am your humble servant, master. Your tool, your plaything, your toy. Ask, and I shall obey.
She seems to pause for a moment and adds in an emotionless whisper.
This one would be honored to pleasure master. She desires.
That raised more questions than it answered. Taking things slow for now, you ask her name.
I simply am. What would master call me?
Oh, we know who this is. We know who this is.
It's Plumpy.
It's Plumpy. We know who this is.
Or we call her master, so it's super dumb.
He's Plumpy.
Yeah, it's Plumpy.
Plumpy.
She purrs.
Plumpy. Plumpy. Master has interesting taste.
Damn straight. She continues to kneel before you expectantly. You suppose you could give her an order, perhaps something humorous, or perhaps something carnal. Or maybe just talk to her, though as yet she seems a bit odd. What should we do, guys? Should we give her a funny order, a carnal order, or should we just talk? We'll let that
Just talk.
We'll let that go through. We'll let that go through the voice chat and the regular chat. Whoever wants to do something, we'll see what goes on. What do you guys think we should do in chat? Should we go do a funny order, a carnal order, or just talk?
I'm voting something funny.
Is this a party or is this just Blue playing while asking the chat occasionally when options pop up? It's mostly it's mostly me and Squeaky. At this point, other people join in whenever they want to, and they can do whatever they want. But
And
right
I
now,
made
it's
them play it.
mostly just me and Squeaky.
I'm slightly sorry if
It hurts my
Plumpy-
feelings.
If what I'm doing for Plumpy creeps you out.
Sorry, not sorry.
Apparently, it creeps out Finn.
Well, Finn, you're gonna have to get over it. My owl shouldn't be creeped out by random weird things like this.
He doesn't like soft-spoken, light-voiced female voices calling him master.
Finn, you got to get used to
why?
this. I'm gonna be summoning another familiar at some point, and
Well, you
even the horse
do
we have
both
now
orders.
could possibly call you Master, Finn. Who knows?
You can do both orders, so if you want to.
Well, yeah, we can do both orders.
Some
People
are
people
saying
look like they're
funny.
saying funny order. People seem like they want to do funny order. I think we're gonna go for funny order
It's
first.
so funny.
If she's so intent on playing the servant, you suppose you can play along, summoning up your most commanding voice. You snap!
Roll over.
That's your most commanding voice, Squeaky?
Her name is Frisking Trisket.
To her credit, Plumpy hesitates only a moment before dropping to the floor and rolling belly up, limbs uprise like a puppy in training. Stifling a chuckle, you lean down and do just that, giving her a quick belly rub. Her skin is cool to the touch and impeccably smooth. As you might expect from a marble statue, seemingly pleased, Plumpy scrambles back to a low crouch before you, awaiting your next command.
Nightshade says carnal because everyone's creeped the fuck out.
Doing it.
Alright.
Well, well, Plumpy seems willing to follow any order you give, no matter how carnal. And you could not help but notice her rather arousing attributes earlier. Smirking wickedly, you command your new gargoyle to finger herself.
Master reminds me of the last master.
That was probably Nightshade, to be honest. Like he was the one that asked. Nightshade, how could you leave Plumpy in a cathedral like that? What's wrong with you? She says quietly, almost coldly, but does not hesitate to flop onto her taunt butt and spread her legs wide for you. Easily, she slips 3 fingers into her slit, which stretches slightly to accommodate the insertion. Okay, so she's not actually stone anymore. That's interesting. I've never actually done carnal order with Plumpy. Watching you intently, she begins to rapidly piston her fingers in and out, masturbating into a rhythm near that of your flustered heartbeat. The way she watches you, unblinking as she fingers herself, is rather unnerving, and you soon command her to stop. She does so immediately, though with what you might have been a sigh, and assumes a low crouch to await your next command. All right.
Did you name this thing Plumpy?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
God damn it! This is what I come back to.
Leave Plumpy alone.
Plumpy's done nothing wrong.
Yet.
Let's talk to Plumpy. You decide against giving Plumpy an order for now. Instead, I mean, we gave her 2 orders. Instead, you right a nearby toppled pew and seat yourself across from the crouching gargoyle, returning her intense stare back with one of your own. To stop you from talking to yourself here, I guess I'll take up the role of Friskin' Trisket.
Yeah, you can do whatever voice for her.
Why were you chained up? Why were you chained up?
Just say whatever.
You finally ask, glancing at the shattered bonds on the ground.
Master found a new toy and soon grew tired of me. Still, she did not want me stolen.
Your last master?
That is correct.
Who was she?
He was... Master.
Fine! You sigh. Apparently she doesn't want to tell you, and you don't feel like pressing the issue yet. In that case, what happened here? Suddenly, Plumpy breaks the stare and looks away as if in shame.
Demon's doom that even now blights Maris took its toll here too. The people of a town no longer here believed they were safe under Maray's roof. Protected. Their faith was misplaced.
It seems the events that led to the cathedral's destruction weigh heavily on Plumpy's heart. What do? We can either berate Plumpy or reassure Plumpy. I feel kind of bad for making Plumpy do weird things in front of us. I think we should reassure her, but that's just me. What do you guys think?
It's okay. It's perfectly fine that you're a whore. Alright,
Nope.
there's not an option for both.
I'm gonna say reassure because I like Plumpy.
I do like Plumpy. Plumpy's cute.
I guess, but I'd say smack her.
You can't help but feel sorry for the poor gargoyle. It isn't hard to figure out what happened, and in truth, she reminds you a bit of yourself. There's a puppy outside barking. And the consequences if you ever fail. You reach over a hand on her smooth, cold shoulder as reassuringly as you can and tell her that you are Friskin' Trisket, the hero of Ingham. I'm Friskin' Trisket, the champion of Ingham! Your duty isn't entirely dissimilar to what hers was. While you hope you never have to know what she's gone through, you can certainly sympathize. Plumpy looks up at you, her ruby red eyes shining in the dim hit of light in the cathedral. You cup her cheek and give her a smile. Come on now, you reply, offering her a hand up. Let's get out of here.
Master, I cannot.
She says, looking away from you, and then you fucking smack her like, you listen to me, bitch! No.
Please, do not ask that of me. I am still bound to this place. Please, Master, I shall never ask anything of you again. Please.
Nope, come with me. Slowly you nod and ask her if she'll be all right in here by herself. She gives you a little smile and says,
Of course, Master. Especially if you return. You will return, Master. Won't you?
if I feel like it. She looks deeply into your eyes and huskily purrs.
I can make it pleasurable if you do.
You rustle Plumpy's hair and assure her you will. If take care to return to the camp. Oh, Plumpy.
You silly, stupid.
You stupid shit.
Oh, now you're
So
just
let's
making
get
it
this out of the
offensive.
way. We're not going to read what it said. We're going to rest as well. And we can go out some more. We can either go back to Plumpy and see what kind of stuff Plumpy can do. Or we can go explore some more. I think we're going to get a little bit more so we can get our first level. So let's try to beat the crap out of people until we get our first level here. Although we have to sleep.
I was saying we're also getting close to a certain time. So
We are getting close to a certain time. I'm gonna go a little bit over time this time. We're gonna be trying to do our other thing at 8:30 if that's fine with you guys, because we did start a little bit later.
All right.
So
I'm
we're gonna be ending the stream around 8:30, guys. We got about 30 minutes, and in about 20 minutes I'll start talking about the giveaway. So we'll talk about that in just a bit. But
real quick, I'm gonna make a small phone call, so I'll be back in a second. But yes.
Oh, you're gonna miss the big thing.
What big thing?
Look what's happening. Something unusual happens in the morning right now.
Fine.
You curl up, planning to sleep for 9 hours. You're as healthy as you can be, but something unusual happens that morning. You stir in your sleep, bothered by a noise. It's the familiar creaking of your camp storage chest, as if you've just opened it to fill it with freshly found loot. Groaning, you hog your blankets and twist. Nothing to worry about then. You soon drift back to a pleasant dream, all about the spoils you've accumulated over time here. Life is good. Suddenly you sit straight up and something occurs to you. You're sleeping, then who's opening the chest? You rush out of bed into the camp, concerned for your stash. You want to be us this time?
Hey!
You call out sleepy, as indeed a strange red being is rummaging through your belongings. It has its front body in your storage chest, throwing junk about in search of valuables while his bright red tail wags in the air. The moment he notices you, he jumps up and runs off so fast he's a red blur. Only to the outskirts of your camp on top of a small crumbled wall does it take time to introduce itself. Ha ha! It exclaims boastfully with a sharp, young, dashing voice while standing tall and proud upon his perch. Another daring caper committed by... The being takes the time to strike a pose. The Rosette Rogue! You rub your eyes and walk toward the wall and take a curious look up. It appears to be a red fox. He's looking down at you with a triumphant smirk on a tapered snout. Most definitely male and masculine, although not the broadest figure around. His muscles are lean and strong. His contorted torso flares up above the narrow hips and gives him a body that has an agile deftness to it. He wears a loose red-brown jacket and supple deerskin pants, with a red sash across the hip and soft-soled boots below. They do much to complement the vivid color of his fur, which is a vibrant crimson, broken only by the beige fur running down his chest and forward towards his crouch. The only two things large about him is his clear bulge in his thin leather pants and his bushy tail that flicks playfully from side to side. The Rosette Rogue takes quite a bit of pleasure from larceny, it seems. Judging by his ornate outfit, he does it for the thrill of it. He himself must be pretty well off. Suddenly, Raphael, we already know his name now. Raphael's features grow soft in surprise as he looks down upon you. You get the feeling he's eyeing you up and catching a peek at your cleavage, but you can't be sure. Moray must have cursed me for my audacity, for I am growing blind even at my young age. The fox puts his hand on his forehead and pretends to faint. He rights himself just before he hits the ground, however, and lands to kneel before your feet. You can't help but smile at a little at the amount of theatrical flourish. Here I thought I had searched the entire camp, found every treasure, pilfered every gem, he states while sauntering towards you with a disarming wide stride. But it seems I've overlooked the greatest jewel of all. Raphael kneels before you, taking you by the hand and planting a kiss upon it. Can you ever forgive me for my blindness, my fair lady? He takes your hand in both of his paws while looking deeply into your eyes. His own are a deep emerald green, contrasting sharply with the bright red coat. They are set below a sturdy brow and gives him a playful maturity and a rough regal elegance. What do you do? I love how
slap
people
him in
are
the
saying
fucking
slap,
face.
slap, swoon.
Slap him.
I will
Bifurcate
say
him.
if we slap him, I don't think he comes back.
No, he does.
He does?
I think it just takes longer. Because I know I've slapped him plenty of times.
What should we do, guys? Let's look in the chat and see what we need to do. What should we do? Let's see here.
Well, we have, not counting in Armenia's second slap, there's one slap, one swoon, and one talk.
All right. What we gonna do, boys? We gonna slap? We gonna swoon? Live chat, people. What we gonna do? What we gonna do?
Yeah, I already gave mine.
I'm gonna make that said important phone call, so I'll be back in a second.
She abandoned.
People
I
are
get her
saying-
vote.
people
I
are
vote for
saying
slap.
talk. People are saying talk so far. You said swoon. We have 3 talks, 2 swoons, or 3 talks, 2 slaps, 1 swoon.
Talk to him. Make him earn it.
All right. I think we're all good for swoon and slaps as chicken head.
If only we could do both.
I will swoon, but then I will fucking bit smack you. Not in that order. Oh, gonna slap and then swoon too. All right. All right. Looks like we get talking above everything else. We're gonna go for a talk. You squint your eyes at him, pulling on your arm to wrestle it from his hold. When you remark he stole from you and ask him to return your goods, Raphael simply throws you a vulpine smirk. Mere souvenirs, fair blossom, to remind me of your beauty. He schmoozes and strides into camp with a kind of confidence that makes him own the place. He pops open the tightly locked trunk with a mere kick of his boot and places his ill-gotten gains back into your belongings. From within the large sack, he pinches a small pouch of your gems and quickly spirits it away. With his lightning-quick fingers, you see him place it between his shoulders. You insist he return all of it, but the Rousette rogue merely smiles as he walks back towards you. My, whatever do you mean, pretty señorita? Are you accusing me of being less than forthright? He raises his shoulders. Tired of his charades, you reach behind his neck and retrieve the pilfered pouch. But when you do, there is none to be found. It's the only place here he could have put it, but it's gone, and he isn't using his arms. You frown. It's clear that the fox is as good as his reputation. He's hiding the pouch with the skill of a pickpocket. You begin to consider how he does it, but before you do, the fox comments on your body posture. My, aren't we frisky? What happened to foreplay? Shouldn't you be buying me dinner before you ravish me? Breakfast, perhaps? Raphael clucks. You jump away as you realize you've had your hands all over his body. No, my lady, if you ever want to inspect these particular goods, we will have to meet again. Raphael hops up to the same wall, spinning about on one leg. Do not worry yourself, my fair flower. The Rousette rogue never leaves a lady wanting. For now, patience. I can already tell a woman like you is deserving of delicacy and finesse. Like the blooming rose needs nurturing and time to present her full glory. In the blink of an eye, the red fox jumps back up the wall. We will meet again, he exclaims in a hushed tone, while slinking over the wall to land on the other side.
How can you exclaim while hushed?
How can you exclaim while hushed? Are they
So
playing
can we,
with
like-
this mod you suggest? No, I'm not playing with a mod at the moment. We are not playing with mods. From what I can tell on the Corruption of Champions Discord server, this is the final build of Corruption of Champions, so the only way you could get more stuff, I guess, is modding. But this is the final build of the game, from what I understand. So that's interesting. We're going to be going exploring again, trying to get our final bit of a level here. And we do get it. Go to level up. We're now level 2. We can now apply +5 to an attribute. Which do we choose? I don't know. We're not going to be uncorrupted for a long time, but I still think that the beautiful sword is the best speed weapon in the game, so we should probably go for speed. Unless you guys want to go for intelligence, since we do have a high intelligence, maybe go for a magic build. What do you guys think? Should we go for more magic or speed or strength? Because I know how to go for all three of those builds.
I have absolutely no idea how this game works.
I
I'd rather-
ponder a
I'd just
simple
say
question. Are we keeping our nice sword?
We could keep the nice sword. It's going to be hard for us to keep our corruption down at this point. We have Plumpy. We can do it with Plumpy all the time, but it's a lot easier if you have Meditate. We could go for Intelligence and I go for a magic-centric build, which does a shit ton of damage if you actually do it right. And then there's the Strength build, which actually does the most damage in the game. But it depends on what you guys want to do.
I vote we punch things.
What'd you say, Squeaky?
I was gonna say speed.
Speed is the easiest. I will say speed is definitely the easiest. If we just go with speed and keep the beautiful sword, we can do that to end game. Like we can go end game with that build. Just checking out the chat a little bit more, seeing what people think. So far, I see speed and strength. Alright, I'm not seeing many other things in the chat, so we are going to go for a speed build for now. Speed is not a bad stat to get, even if we want to change our build later. So let's go ahead and put 5 into our speed. We now have a 21 speed. We do not qualify for any perks at the moment. Unfortunate, but we do keep our 1 perk point that we can do for later. So that's good.
Yay.
Let's go ahead and let's go to our stash because we have been full up for a while. Put our different stuff inside of it, although we could go and sell that in a bit. But we're probably not going to sell it on this part here because we're getting near the end of this stream. Unfortunately, we're going to keep going for a little bit and still like keep up with things. But I will say that we're getting there. We've unlocked the plains and the mountains. I didn't actually notice we did that because we've been just like going through and like haha fighting. So we're gonna go back to the lake and hopefully unlock the farm. So let's go ahead and do that. Although we walk around the lake and we find instead a slime girl. It looks like yes, the goo girl. The goo girl has a curious expression on her youthful, shimmering face. Her body is slender, and globs of slime regularly drip from her limbs, splattering into the goo puddle pooling beneath her hips. A small, heart-shaped nucleus pulses in her chest with a red glow. She has apparently made herself a bit more like you, as her chest appears to be a perfect copy of your breasts. You see she is in perfect health. Attack! We do 25 damage. The goo girl lunges, wrapping her slimy arms around your waist in a happy hug, hot muck quivering excitedly against you. She looks up, empty eyes confused by your lack of enthusiasm, and forms her mouth to a particular pout before letting go. You shiver in the cold air, regretting the loss of her embrace. So, we can probably beat her. She makes our lust go up a lot, but I don't think she does a lot of HP to us. We should be good. Continue to keep hitting her, and hopefully winning.
Just beat
to
the
find
tar
out, though.
out of her.
She did a lot of damage that time. Hopefully we do enough. Okay, I think we did enough. Whew.
Yeah.
We almost have bads there, guys.
How bad could it have been getting beaten by slime?
The excitement of your scuffle proves too much for the goo girl to keep up with, and she collapses into the slime of her lower torso, her skin wriggling as she struggles to maintain cohesion. Her expression is of one of disappointment. She looks at you with big, hopeful eyes, reaching out a hand as if to offer an apology for her overexuberance. With the goo girl defeated, her unusual body is at your mercy. What do you do?
Rip out her soul.
What? That's not an option for ripping out her soul.
Then we're clearly not strong enough. Yeah, you're working on that, Deco. I don't even know if that's a thing you can do or not.
It's most certainly not.
That's unfortunate.
I will say we've already lost our V card this game, unfortunately. So I it's up to you guys. What do you guys think? Should we just leave her? Should we just leave, or should we accept her apology for her overexuberance? What do you think, Squeaky?
I don't want to fuck a good girl.
Why ever not, though?
But she's trying to make things better.
You grabbed 2 gems and gained 54 experience from your victory. Holy crap!
You gotta find her again and pummel her.
A clump
into
of green gel
obedience.
defeated from your opponent. Get the green gel in your first pouch. We can turn into Goo Girl.
I'd rather
Let's
not.
get rid of that and do a rest and do another rest to get all of our health back, and then go back out into the lake again. We have more Equinum, great. Lake again. Oh, and we found Master Splinter. Cool, but we didn't have anything to do anything with him, so lake again. We just go to the lake boat. I don't want to go to the lake boat right now. Lake again. And the sky darkens, we go to sleep. Something unusual happens in the morning, however. A small pebble hits on the ground near you, waking you up. When a second one hits, you're sure someone's trying to draw your attention. Rubbing your eyes, you pull yourself out of bed, wondering what's going on, sticking your head through the front wall of your tent. You take a curious peek outside, but find no one around. The first thing you do is open your storage chest to see if the Roussette rogue has robbed you again. This doesn't appear to be the case, and instantly your eye is drawn to an addition instead of a subtraction from its contents. You seem to have gained a new outfit. Upon a carefully folded fabric of a rose-red color, a note is left below a gorgeous ruby pendant upon a golden setting carried by a filigree? I don't know. Chain. Curiously, you open the note
Holy
and read
crap, one sec.
What a wonderful ringtone.
I have happened across this beautiful ensemble, and I was instantly reminded of the one thing in Marith that makes its splendor pale in comparison. Fair trappings to fit around a beautiful body. Yours faithfully, the Roussette Rogue. P.S. The clothes are my gift to you. It would delight me to see you wear it whenever you desire to meet. Ownership of the ruby, however, remains to be seen. It is a one-piece suit, combining intricate full-body stockings with a graceful corset and an elegant long sleeve. A short top jacket sewn in. You try to slip into the unitard and soon figure out you're supposed to do so in the nude, with the tight outfit serving as underwear and the overwear both. Made of the finest silk, the feeling is sensual when your naked body slides into the satin lattice and fills out the pliable lacework with your volume. Pulling on the zipper in the back, you seal yourself in a rein of the corset tight. It causes the suit to hug and clutch every curve on you with comfortable snugness, bringing you out of the rounds and of the flow of your body. With the incorporated leather corset pressing into your waist, it also forces you to remain a dignified, elegant posture. It fits like a literal glove with rings across each of your fingers to pull down the sleeves and leather padding, allowing the stockings of your feet, or below the stockings of your feet. You can't help but tug the corset's cords one more time to add upon the tightness and an added feeling of secure comfort. Other than that, the fabric is feather light, and you soon notice how some parts do a better job at covering you than others. All of your body where the gossamer isn't reinforced with a jacket or corset, the density of the delicate fabric web varies. Although the silk hugs across your fuckhole and through the crack of your ass as a triple layer that guards against prying eyes, the surface of your hips and legs is clearly seen through the transparent motif of flowers swirling across the lace. The cheeks of your substantial rump feel equally exposed to fight the presence of 4 sweeping rose branches stitched across them. But at least the jacket trails past your lower back and partially covers your buttocks with partailed tail flaps. You still can't help but feel that anyone standing behind you is given a generous glimpse of your ornate ass. However, the same goes for your supple breasts, cupped, lifted, and presented as if they are to the outside world by grasping silk. Their ample curve and tender flesh are clearly visible through the red lace. The only thing saving their modesty is a tactical application of the sea of organic patterns across the lower half. With the curl of 2 roses covering your perky nipples, and then the ensemble comes with a pair of red stiletto high heels. But you're not sure if you're ready for them. Wearing them would only perk up your noticeable posterior even more. That your boobs contrast above a slender waist is enough for now. Maybe on special occasions. You blush as the wind breezes by, and with an exception of the upper jacket, you feel like you're wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. The sensation is only aggravated when you can't help but slip a finger across your inner thigh and feel the glide up effortlessly across the textile. It's like you've only become more sensitive for wearing it. Much to your amazement, the triple layer across your cooter doesn't provide quite as much protection as you assumed earlier. At least not so against roving fingers. You find the fabric across your womanhood has a hidden opening to it. Rubbing through it is enough to part the velvet folds and set your finger upon your own. It's not apparent, but anyone aware of this shameful split would have easy access to your depths without even disrobing you. You feel nude. You stand up straight and look over your body one more time. With this outfit, you could walk into a stately ballroom with as much confidence as you could a seedy burlesque. Even though both places would be filled with people turning their heads, at least your blush wouldn't match the color of the outfit. While an audience would try to figure out at least your brother would match the color of the outfit. While an audience would try to figure out whether you're either a lost duchess or a stray dancer, you're not certain if you want to continue wearing it, although you're sure Raphael would appreciate you for it. You change back for now. You'll have to decide once you've cleared your head. You place a red bodysuit for high society in your third pouch. So I don't know if the bodysuit actually gives you anything. Any sort of like...
I don't think it does.
I don't think it gives you anything right now.
I think it gives you seduction points and things like that.
It doesn't seem to give you any like defense or anything, so we're not gonna wear it for now. If we decide to go and talk to the Roussette Rogue again, maybe we'll wear it. Oh, there's no room for it. Okay. See if we can put the other things in there. Nope. All right. Let's take something. Take the...
They're to like the incubi draft or something, or the canine peppers. We can always get more. We know where the farm is.
That is true. I want to get the incubi draft because I think we can sell that. I'm gonna just
throw away. Did you just throw away the red bodysuit?
Did I throw it away?
It just said. I thought it just said you tossed away that you abandoned the.
I thought that it put it in the thing. Oh no!
Hold on. I'm looking back. There's no room.
Well, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you throw away a red bodysuit.
And now it's gone.
Whatever. We didn't like the Roussette Rogue anyway.
Yeah. You were like, I guess you might have been clicking too fast.
Nah, if I have to, I can go back and like replay and get that, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But no,
Way to go.
It kind of sucks. I thought I was replacing it.
Yeah, you throw away a red bodysuit for high society and replace it with the incubi draft.
See, I thought that's what it meant. I thought that we were replacing it is what it meant. Oh well, that seems like a great place for us to leave off, though. That seems like a wonderful place with me fucking up for us to leave off.
Yeah. Perfect.
But guys, this was fun. I absolutely loved playing this game. We only stopped because we couldn't end up getting together that often. Like, we only stopped playing because of that, and whenever people were kept asking us over the years to keep playing it, it's not really been something we could do that often. At this point, both Jester and Squeaky are 3 hours behind me, so our schedules can't really get very good with each other.
Yeah, now both me almost especially because I'm essentially working full time at a coffee shop. Mm-hmm. And Tristan is also working pretty a lot, and it's a matter of, even though he might have a bit more off time than me sometimes, I don't, and the only off time I do have is for RPs.
Yeah.
So it makes it a bit harder to schedule time for us to all get together and record a session.
At this point, however, if we do ever have another time where me and Squeaky are together, or if we decide to do it on our own at some point, we will definitely be able to do so. If I ever do it without Squeaky, I'll make probably another character to work with it. Maybe we'll go for a guy that time. Who knows? But I do want to continue doing Corruption of Champions as long as YouTube doesn't stop me. That way you guys don't have to keep asking me about it, first off. But also, just so you guys know, I don't hate the game. I don't hate it at all. But if we ever have time together, of course, we can always come back to Frisk and Trisket.
Yeah, and what we can do sometimes on the days that I'm off and I'm able to stream, instead of me doing my art stream, we'll do the Corruption of Champions stream.
That'd be fun.
They usually stream earlier, and there are times that me and Jester have off, so if he wants to jump in on this, he can.
Of course.
But because his schedule's a little bit not as free as mine, since he's a little bit busier sometimes outside of work, he won't be bound to it essentially.
Okay. So right now, with the last little bit of the stream, guys, for everybody here who has pretty much made your way here throughout throughout the entire thing, if you guys want to be entered in a drawing for me to give away a prize, I do want to give away something for it being my 1,000 subscriber special. Last time I was able to give away a copy of Stardew Valley, which at the time was around $15. That was during my 500 subscriber special. Now, for us doing the 1,000 subscriber special, I think it's at least noticeable to probably do double that. So I want to try to do something that was, a little bit like double that price. I thought at first maybe give away 2 games, but then I'm like, I think it'd make more of a thing if I were to give away one thing of $30 value or more. So I decided to, if whoever wins this wants this, I could either get them a game on Steam, or I could give them the money to make said game, at least again up to $30. So if you guys want to be entered in a drawing for a $30 Steam gift card, I would like everybody here to go into the game show chat, which is on the Discord. The Discord is linked below. On the game show chat later today, either tonight after I'm done with DMing or whatever, I will go through everybody who has posted in the game show chat after this time. I will go through with a random number generator and I will contact the winner. At that point, the winner is going to, if it's going to be expensive, fam, nah, it's only going to be one person. It's going to be one person for a $30 drawing. It's not be that expensive. But it is going to be, basically, if you guys would like to go into this and do this, then I could give one of you guys a game. Maybe something that I liked going through this. We could talk about me giving you a game that I personally recommend, or I could give you the $30 gift card I'm planning on getting. Either way, it will have to happen at the beginning of the month, unfortunately. I don't have the funds right now on me to be able to do anything like that right now. So I will have to talk to you guys about that at some other point. However, I will choose the winner tonight. I'll let the person know. I'll put it in the game show chat. And if I'm gonna contact one of you. And if I can't contact you, if you don't answer me within like a day or so, I'll probably just give it to someone else in the game show chat. So I'll let everybody know whenever I've contacted the winner. At this point, from now on, any person who is in the game show chat for the rest of the night, you are going to be entered in this drawing. I'll talk to you about either recommending a game to get you, or you getting the $30 Steam gift card. But yes, this is basically my thanks to you guys, because getting the 1,000 subs in such a crazy way last week was absolutely wonderful. It was absolutely crazy that we got, like, I think we ended up getting like over 100 subscribers in like a couple streams. It was freaking nuts. It was crazy. I loved it. And you guys are awesome. And it's, again, one of the reasons why I want to do the Corruption of the Champions, because this is something that you guys have been asking me to do for years. What areas did you go into? We went into plenty of areas. We mostly went around the desert and the lake. If you want to go back into the stream before, I think that we've been going on for about, 2 hours and 20 minutes. YouTube doesn't let you go beyond 2 hours in their live streaming until it processes the video. So the video will be put back onto the channel as soon as you guys want to go back and like watch it again. Again, if we come back to this, I'll probably have to restart things just because I accidentally threw away the freaking thing at the end there. But we'll figure it out. We'll see what goes on. At this point, I'm looking at the game show chat. Some people have already posted in there. We got some Finn. We got some Raddest Racco Raldo. We got some Levy. So yeah, just go ahead and go in there. The Discord link is in the description. Thank you all very much for showing up today. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but we got those settled out. Thank you for everybody who showed up during the in the live chat here. So thank you, the Raddest Wacko Raldo. Thank you, Anthony Skull Collector. Thank you, Squeaky, and thank you, that damn cat. And wherever you went, thank you, Tara, as well. But yes, thank you all very, very, very much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, or wisecracks, throw them down in the comments below. Let me know how you guys are enjoying yourselves. I'm enjoying myself. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for the 1,000 subs. And until then, later days.
Boobs.
Fucking.
Boobs.